How you guys doing? It's MrSneakyy here, and yes, I went completely free to play and undercover for over 18 days in a brand new server, and I have all of the footage here for you guys that we're going to showcase in day one, and I'm going to break down every decision, including, as you can see, the very first choice of Empire that I was going to go into, and I thought 321 was quite funny for me to go in. Kind of cool number, so we chose Empire 321 for this journey. And many of the people, when I honestly announced this on Friday or Saturday to the Alliance, that it was me in disguise, none of them believed me until this video came up. So yes, guys, it's me, and we'll see completely the whole journey in today's video. And I mean that you're going to see day by day progress, and even when it goes a little bit later on into like days 14 and onwards, we might skip up just a couple of days because of timers, but you will see all the decisions that I make, the choices that I was thinking about, even just decisions on should I be prioritizing this or this, and even how much activity is required on a free-to-play player account. And you'll be able to see the difference between myself and a good old friend Steve, who did join on the journey, who didn't get to play as much at the start, which I think is a really good comparison of two different free-to-play players. One that might be working a job, 9 to 5, and might only get a few hours a day on the game, compared to someone like me who might be just a complete degenerate and has plenty of time to put onto the game. So it's going to be a really good episode of video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Smash like, comment, and subscribe, and let's begin the journey, because the journey begins with every decision of the Empire. And as you guys saw, Empire 321 is gonna be my Empire which we create. And just like anything else, when you create your first brand new account, or if you're gonna be linking this to obviously a brand new email, we get the good old tutorial again. So I had to go through all of the tutorial, as you can imagine. I had to go through all of the basic stuff so I could get back into the game, because it was absolutely killing me playing this. And I'm going to be honest, none of that actually matters, right? So now we get into the main game, and you can see I've got some decisions already to make, because as many people know, there's different civilizations that you can be playing in Age of Empires Mobile, and all of them do have their different benefits. However, for me, as many people know, Chinese is one of the best, really good free-to-play friendly starters. It's just because you get 8 villages. And with those 8 villages, you can use them for limited time assignments, which you are going to be needing to do as a free-to-play player, which you'll see me even doing on a daily basis during certain events, right? However, I opted into a different route. I actually opted in to go down because I am aiming to play cavalry, the Arabs. I went down the brand new civilization and aiming to get that food production, basically resource gathering coming in and giving me some cavalry bonuses too. I was quite happy with that. So from there, as you guys can imagine, we started going on through the intro, and we had to obviously go through, complete our very first upgrades. We had our main workout, which everyone gets, which is Joan of Arc. Look how good she looks every single time. Can't fathom it. And this here is gonna set the tone of the free-to-play journey. I'm gonna be honest, because one struggle that you're gonna see me have is Guan Yu, and there's gonna be a decision I have to make quite early on to make sure I can actually get my marches rolling and get something working and start actually progressing, instead of wasting XP and wasting just time on things I don't need to do. So just remember this, what you see right here, because it's going to be a kind of a spoiler throughout all of the day's progression on my day-to-day progress of my free-to-play account. So from there, we needed to think of a name. So as you can imagine, our name might not look quite, straightforward, but I had to think of something. And the thing is, what me and Steve were joking about is like, well, there's both of us on here. We need to make some sort of, name that might be together. So you could say like we're maybe like brothers, for example, and that. And we're going to have to just live and die by it. So that's kind of what we did. We started with myself being Ying, and if you've not guessed it, Steve was Yang, and we had yin and yang. We were twins, and we just said to each other, we need to pick a story up in case anyone asks us anything. Because you got to remember, I'm trying to do this undercover. I don't want no one, especially in the early game, the first 2 weeks when you really need to be knuckling down on your account. I don't want no preferential treatment. I don't want to be in the top of Alliance because it's MrSneakyy. I want to be in the top alliance because I'm Ying from Turkey with my twin Yang, and we are putting in the work as a free-to-play player and showing our activity and worth to the alliance, right? So Ying was the name we settled on, and it was a really cool looking name, obviously using some online tool to get this really funky lettering on, and it does look pretty cool. I'm going to be honest, it does. So from there, we settled our name, we kind of settled our stories between me and Steve, and we just started doing as many people does. Push. We just started pushing. We started doing all of the early game content, which is obviously going through your Battlefield Survivor there, going into upgrading all your buildings, going into now level 5 of the town center, which is allowing us to go progressing into the next future stages. And then we got introduced for the first time the store, and I'll be honest, it was kind of crazy to see how much just insane value there is as a brand new player in this game now compared to everyone else. I'll be honest, some of these packs you can see are just kind of insane, right? That pack alone is kind of insane. 20 skill scrolls plus 6 medals, bunch of XP. It's just nuts, right? Limited time rebate. Even this was nuts. The fact that you could get a free frame and chat bubble, which does give you attributes for only 50,000 Empire coins. While people like myself back in Global, we got the Dragon Tempest frame for doing over like a mass full top-up bundle, which still does exist in here, but I don't think you get any stats for maxing out a top-up bundle, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, right? So this was really a massive eye-opener just to remind me, I'll be honest, the daunting task ahead, because we don't get access to anything, right? Apart from the freebies that we do get access to, right? The Kingdom's Hoard, any of these free essential like packs that we have, these beginner starting journeys, right? And even then, it wasn't looking too great. We got one, I think, medal for doing so, right? But what was interesting, and I needed to bring this up in this, was we had from day one this blue crystal, and obviously it does take an insane amount of time to do it. I'm not denying it, but I'm just saying, as more of, let's just say for a newer player that might be a lower spender, or even, you know, one of those, actually having this so early on is quite crazy, and how much value you can actually get out of it, especially if you're willing just to get some of the past skins. Like, you can get it done, you know, from day one. So I think that is actually a big bonus even us free-to-players get, that I can start earning this, you know, resource from day one and actually get, you know, potentially some cosmetics and get some actual buffs for my troops, right? And actually get some good stats for them, right? So this was the start. Obviously, everyone knows the start, and we're not going to be realistically spending much time in here apart from one time in the future, which is obviously to keep coming in to claim those freebies that you do every single day. So then we went to our VIP, and I looked at the VIP store, and honestly, a lot of the VIP store is looking juicy, and you'll notice there's certain elements missing. That's just because the stages of the milestones haven't come in. So because of that, then we kind of trucked on, as you can imagine. We kept trucking on from there, and we joined our first alliance, right? Our very first alliance. So welcome, Ice Rose, if you remember this, if you was still playing, or if you're watching the content, welcome. She was technically the first leader we dealt with, and we jumped in. And I'll be honest, this is gonna be quite scary, because this is when we first joined into an alliance. And as we can see here, we have basically our first interaction with someone, right? And because we have an interaction with someone, we need to make sure our story is concrete, and he knows, Steve knows what he needs to say, what I'm gonna say, and we're kind of on the same page, right? So here is one bit of information that I must admit is one of the craziest things that I didn't imagine would happen, but I can almost show it in maybe a future video. But there's many people, as you'll notice here, where it says, be careful of spies who send private messages pretending to be leaders. What this is actually talking about, and I really want to make an emphasis on this, is the fact that a lot of people now in the brand new servers make bot accounts and spam. Join our leaders chat, join our leaders chat, join our leaders chat. It's everywhere. And it's through WhatsApp, it's through WeChat, and it's through something else, right? And what they're trying to do is get you in these Discords and basically scam you. They're literally trying to scam you. So honestly, it is very scary to see this out. And I do want to make a whole video talking about this in the future. But this is in day one. And the amount of people that has to do this is crazy to me, because it should not be happening at all, right? So from here, we needed to obviously make our story, because they needed to know where we were from. So I said, we live in Turkey, and it sounds a bit stupid, but look, a lot of English people do like Turkey, and we go there quite a lot. Same with a couple of different places like Spain as well. So the fact that I put I'm in Turkey, but I'm English national, means basically I'm from the UK, but I'm actually living in Turkey now. And, you know, I'm kind of like trying to play it off like, what are you talking about? You know, what are spies? Are you talking about like actual spies, or what are you talking about, right? And this was going to be, honestly, a short conversation, and you'll kind of see that in a moment. Why? Because obviously me and Steve talking about it, like, we need to keep getting helps, but at the same time, we're in an alliance. We need to kind of get into a stronger alliance. Let's be honest. We need to be in the number one or the number two, maybe number three alliance, right? Because that means we have active players that can keep hitting the helps, that can keep upgrading our buildings completely for free, right? And we need that free upgrades on our account. So we did go down this weird dilemma, and we were I was letting Steve look at, you know, the rankings, and he was able to obviously look at some of the power people and see where they were. And we did make a little judgment call after this came out, because they said, do you have Discord? That's where all the tribe members are communicating. So this is maybe another scammer, I don't know, right? But it's the fact that they want us to use Discord, and I can't join Discord right here. You gotta think, if I join Discord right now, I have ruined everything. Like, I have ruined everything, because I'll just join this Discord and it'll have my name on it and everyone will see me. And I know what you're saying, why don't you just make a new Discord and a new email and go down that persona? I wish I did, but at the same time, it would be fishy that someone made a brand new Discord on the day that you need it to, you know what I mean? Like, it is a bit fishy. So it was one of them where I had to think of a way of saying I'm not going on Discord. So we did the easy cheat, right? We cheated it, and we did the easy way out, which was, it's banned in my country, dude. Like, I can't use Discord. It's just banned, bro. Like, I just can't have access to it. But, you know, I can read markers. I can read markers, you know? And because of that, it was one of these things where me and Steve was like, you know what? Yeah, we can't be here. It's not active enough. And they want us to get on Discord already, which is kind of crazy, which could blow the cover. Let's move. And what we noticed here in goal as we TP in is the fact that the number kind of one player at the time, and a lot of the strongest players at the time, are all in here, dude. They're all here in this one area. So we relocated in, and you can see Phoenix there in the Global Masters, and we go to request. And this is where obviously me as MrSneakyy needs to try channel my inner sneakiness, right? Because I need to think of a story again for both of us for this guy now. So at first, I went, hi, can me and my twin, join, right? Can we both join? But I noticed, hold on, it's only 20 characters at most. So then I was like, okay, what about if I put something like, I'm like the most, degenerate gamer. So I thought, you know what, I'm the most active degen. But then you might, hold up, what about degen? He might know that I say degen a lot in my videos. He might know it's me. So I just took that out, put gamer, and full sent it, and then had the cheek to ask if me and my twin can apply to join there. So that was the first interaction with it. And, they said, yes, if we get accepted, which is like, fair enough. If we get accepted, that's kind of cool. But at the moment, we were still in a random alliance. As you guys should know, in day one, you always want to be in an alliance, and you can keep leaving them because you only have like a minute cooldown, which is super good. And when you're in an alliance, you're getting those alliance helps. So just make sure you're taking advantage of those alliance helps. Or if you want to just not join an alliance until you find the right one, you can also do that. But we wanted to keep powering up, as you can see. We wanted to keep going as we go on. So then we got the message. You can join. It only takes 1 minute. And this is because I said me and my twin, we will push very fast. We have joined free-to-play alliance for helps, but we will apply very soon. So he was like, perfect, let's get in. And honestly, this is the start of the journey of our account. This is day one. Basically, I wouldn't say coming to a conclusion, but it is so jam-packed that basically from here, all we have done is pushed power. So you can see I am at overall a rank 75 for the first day of pushing power, right? Which is good. And we can see some of the big names in our alliance up there too. So it really put us out, right? We were in the #1 alliance at that time, and we'll soon see if they can maintain that as we go through to day 2, day 3, and so forth. But this was basically coming to the conclusion of day 1. So with that, you can see we have a lot to go through, right? I have started my account. I am Mr. Ying. Steve is Yang. We are literally the 2 pieces of pie together that's keeping us, in this whole free-to-play experience. And we went through, honestly, this roller coaster journey that I do think most players would go through, where you are trying to negotiate and trying to get into these alliances, and hopefully you're waiting for the yes. And if you don't get the yes, you're like, oh, god damn it, what do I need to do next, right? And you're trying to find the next alternative. So with that, let's go into day 2 and let's see what happens then in this account series. And hopefully you've enjoyed it so far, because like I said, it's going to be a long series, this one video, but it's one video that you don't want to miss out on. So smash that comment and subscribe. Let's get into day 2. Welcome to day 2 of the free-to-play account that people don't know about yet. And obviously watching this should be hopefully fun, especially me watching it back through the edits and stuff. But basically, this is the morning, and we haven't pushed any power yet. We probably will be trying to do that just passively through today, because I'm still trying to probably save those speed ups as late as I can and try and get away with just using as much of the alliance helps and technically the time of the day to be doing stuff basically while playing the game, right? But it's day 2, as you guys know, and because of day 2, it is Giant Raw events. So this has popped up now, which many of you guys should know, is the way to get King Derek. And if you guys have watched my video that I did release technically a month ago, as I've recorded this part, it was my free-to-play strategy, how I would tackle a free-to-play player account, and you would know King Derek is kind of like pivotal in that team. So here I'm in this dilemma, as you'll notice, as kind of like maybe a free-to-play at the moment, because I'm going to be going for King Derek. We need him in our formation, right, with our Josephine here, which is going to be massive, massive damage steroid straight away. And we're going to be getting, as you guys seen, Hammurabi, right? He is gonna be on his way through. Which event was it again? It's one of these new ones, so I do apologize. There you go, log it in, win. Day 7. So we are gonna get Hammurabi 2. So we are gonna get this full siege set up for free in 7 days, guaranteed. Even if we're lucky, right? Even if we're unlucky and we, you know, don't pull a Hammurabi in the tavern. So that is kind of my plan, and you can see already I've emptied my stamina today. I've already emptied my AP in this morning, even to the point like I can't gain any more at the moment, even use the daily one. As you'll notice from yesterday, I was able to push to VIP 3 with all of the Empire coins that you got in that early phase super easily, and I'm already back up to 12k, and I am trying to get to at least around 20,000 so I can spin the Attila wheel and unlock Attila for my Lubu match, because I am going to be going down the road of actually running Lubu on this and just showcasing if you're a free-to-play player and honestly you follow this strategy, you can get a Lubu match online, and in the future you've got that Timur, and as we know we're going to have Zhao Yun who can be in that lineup too. So you've actually got a nice easy progression. Season 1, Season 2, you're set. Wait until Season 4, get your upgrade. Wait until Season 6, get your next upgrade. So it's a nice, actually, progression, especially if you've worked on just that one match. That's kind of what I'm going to be going for in this, right? So I am in a dilemma, though, because I have pushed some VIP, and I do want to get this King Derek, and I want to get him as highly starred as possible. And the thing is, with VIP 3, you do get access to the stamina pots, and I know they're not the best purchase in the world. But for 2.4k, I'm getting 200 basically stamina. And that does go a long way, because it means I can kill a bunch of extra tribes right now, which will give me a ton of XP, a ton of skill points to my heroes. But more importantly, give me those chests. The chest for King Derek. I just need to keep killing barbarians to get these chests, so then when I'm actually out of stamina, I can start popping all the chests already and obviously start rallying away. So I am in this dilemma, and you know what? I might actually do it here actually on video and see if it's going to be a decision in the future that, you know, bites me in the ass, because we've got 27 of these, and we're going to see how many we get out of it, just to kind of start off. But we do want these banners over anything right now. So let's open them up. Oh, we've got 7, so we've got 7 summons on that. It's not too bad. It would be better if we could get at least, I want to say 10. If I had 10, I'd have been really happy with that, but we'll take that 7. So it does really make me want to honestly go down that route. So what I'm going to do is, as you'll see in the series, as I'm going to make these decisions throughout the video, as you'll watch this whole progression from day 1, technically to day 30 or so, when I upload the video later down the road. What happened? Was it worth it? And what did we learn in those decisions? And it's going to be a really fun process, I think, for everyone to watch, especially who's probably playing the game around this time, which is in the end of October, which many people probably didn't guess we started our accounts on. So we're doing it. We're going to go for it. And as you guys will know, I am going to instantly pop these. I'm going to just get up to 9. And that's just so at least I'm mid-maxing. And as I'm killing stuff, this at least is going up. If I went over 102, it wouldn't do it until I killed 1, right? So I'm still on 9.5k. That's not too bad on my Empire coins. And I've got a bunch of stuff on its way, I think, with rewards. And if we can find more gift codes, especially over the holiday season, we're easily going to have, I think, enough Empire coins to get this Attila wheel and get him unlocked on the account. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed this part. You'll see me later on in the future and seeing how well we have done, and maybe some recorded gameplay of the rallies, getting some of those King Dereks unlocked. So we're going to showcase the end of technically day 2 today, as well as what I've done all in day 3, because it is day 3, and I'll give you guys a nice kind of rundown of what I've been doing and where we technically are at on the F2P account, because I will be honest, today is kind of the one day that caught me out. I'm going to be honest, it caught me out, and I think many people watching this need to learn, especially if you're going to follow this same strategy, because I think I made one mistake already, and that is just because I didn't realize, as you can kind of see, the Legendary Advent is here. But I've been able to manage to do 20. So I have been able to earn enough Empire coins to get to VIP 3, to actually spin the wheel, to unlock Attila the Hun. And yes, we did unlock the main man himself. So if we look, we actually have a Harold here, and we're going to be running Attila with him until I find that good old Guan Yu. I'm going to run that as the 3-man comp season 1 until we get our Lubu. As you guys know, is kind of the aim for this account. But because of that, it kind of put a snail in my plan, I'm gonna be honest, because I did put a little bit of points into this clear as well as XP just to kind of get me out there in the open field and help me. And I kind of wish I had that on obviously my Attila right now, just so it helped me get through a lot more of the content sooner. However, when it comes to day 2, as you guys know, Giants Raw event came, and I did manage already to get him to the good old 2 stars. That is from completing all 10 of my own rallies, and I joined up to 20 rallies for my allies, which was really nice, and I got all of those rewards, plus obviously the 10 sculptures you get for completing that milestone. So we're at 2 stars. And we're 6 away, which is quite nice for the next upgrade, trying to push towards that 3-star. And if we just kind of look at it, you'll see where we're at the account. We're at 582k power, which is not too shabby. Not too shabby, especially when you look at the overall rankings. Somehow I'm holding up there currently, completely free to play here as a rank 73. And what's really nice about this, and we might go about it tomorrow, I might talk a little bit about it tomorrow, is kind of the story on how I've been able to get to where I'm at the moment. Because you guys are wondering, I have managed, as you guys would have noticed from the beginning in day 1, the kind of drama that's kind of gone through, I'm in the #1 alliance still. And this just kind of just showcases if you try and you are active and you are able to get in early and you can keep pulling your weight, you're able to do it. I don't care. At the moment, we're still good. Maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, it might be different because I'm just getting out power creeps. But we're going to figure that out. We're going to soon see anyway in the long scheme of things. But it's quite nice to see we're at this power at the moment. So what I'm going to be doing, as you guys will notice, my town center is 14 right now. We are doing some upgrades for the tavern and the university just to get all of these buildings basically leveled up. Go to the wall, which is the next building to upgrade for, as you guys will guess it, for the town center, because I have mentioned this in a free-to-play strategy guide, which I talked about quite a couple of weeks back, or definitely a couple of months back, if you check it out. And when it comes to upgrading your buildings, guys, you always need to make sure, as you can see, you're just doing the minimal requirements. So it needs me to do my walls, it needs me to do my university. So I'm upgrading my university, I go to my walls, it needs me to do my tavern. So I'm just doing the tavern and then the walls and the university. And as you guessed it, we'll be pushing to level 15 town center. And we'll keep everything, as you see, as low as possible at the moment, because our primary target, as you guys can imagine, is, as I kind of mentioned during those strategy guides for the free-to-plays, is to get through this early grind. We need to get to level 15 to unlock the blacksmith. This is going to be huge. This is going to allow me to start having gear onto my heroes, which is going to help me push through a lot more content. 16 isn't massive, but then at 17 we get a new hero slot plus the mounts, and then at 18 is when we get signet rings. So hitting 18 and here is kind of a really big deal for me at the moment. So you can imagine, as a free-to-play, I'm trying to manage my speed up. So from yesterday to today, you can see my resources aren't looking too great. They're okay, but we might have to do some, management on trading, maybe some food for stone, for example, so we can get some stone into our account. But we do have our speed ups building. So our training speed ups are building and our universal speed ups are building. And I'm only using these at the moment. And you can see I've got 21 hours and 6 hours remaining. This is all from all of the free stuff that you get from a free-to-play player, plus which I've done as well for everyone, because I think this was a really nice idea that I thought of, is I've saved every gift code stuff. So anytime I've used a gift code, you can see gift code, gift code, gift code, right? Anytime I've hit those levels, basically, I've saved them just so you guys can see it's obviously there. Gift code, so you can see everything through gift codes that we've been able to save and do over the year, and how much that actually has helped. Because I'll be real with you, without those gift codes, I don't think I'm in as good of a position as I currently am. Because if you go to, I think it's this event, obviously, I wouldn't be leveling up as fast as I am, and this is going to be some nice Empire coins, by the way, for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be completing this, and I do have a little tip and trick for you guys because I'm on day 3 right now, which I'm going to go through for the end of today. But also, when it comes to stuff like, is it the login? No, it's the recruit one. Obviously, the recruit one. Recruit rewards. You can see I've already had 100 summons in 3 days, which is quite crazy when you think about it. And it did give me my 10 universals that I've been using on my Attila, because that's what I am going to be leveling up to, at least 1 star to start off with before I start hoarding my universal medals. But you can see that if we're able to get any more, especially if we get to 300, we get 10 more. So I don't know if we're going to get to 300. If we do, I would be happy. We've got 30 days to do it. We'll see in 30 days time where we are at on this, right? But I just want to kind of showcase that out, because I do think this is quite important for your Attila Lubu push when it comes to getting whatever universal medals you can. So having gift codes has definitely helped me on my free-to-play journey so far on this account. So I thought this was quite a nice little day 3 episode to showcase obviously what I've done on day 2, where we're at day 3, and then to finish off today's little segment of this little journey that we've been living in, I'm going to just give you 2 tips and tricks, some nice tips and tricks in this, so you can have a really nice long video and a long story as we go through it. And it's just how I am managing my speed ups. So if you've not guessed it, I am actually happy just letting a lot of things kind of go at the moment. I could use my speed ups to get through this. I could use it, but you'll notice it's only 6 hours at the moment. And I'll be honest, anytime I'm under that 24 hours, especially under 12 hours on these timers, I'm going to let it cook. I'll be honest, I am just going to let it cook at the moment and try and save my speed ups the most I can, because with the Alliance helps and with the 12-hour timer, I basically just say is if I start things going at 7 a.m, it's going to open at 7 p.m. and I can repeat this process. And basically every time I'm waking up and on a 12-hour cycle, something is getting built, and it's not too bad. And it's saving me a lot of speed ups, and people are wondering how people like myself are still powering up in the game. And it's just because we've taken a little bit more, and honestly, a really key kind of word here, bit of patience. We've had a little bit more patience compared to everyone speeding all the way through every single thing in there. And when it comes to the research, just to kind of showcase that, we are T3. We are T3 on that. And this is where my other tip and trick is going to come for today. Because obviously the first tip and trick, if you've not guessed it, is don't speed up every single thing. Like, just guys, let it. I know it's hard, I know you want to go, but especially in the early phase, you can allow a lot of building to be completed through just helps. And especially if you've got like an embassy level 13, just to showcase this on day 3. See how I've got this level 7 house? This was just me pressing upgrade, and you can see how it's on 18 minutes. Well, if we go to this one, it's only 6. So if I hit this upgrade, my helps, my alliance naturally complete it. So technically I can have these 2 houses at level 7, and it's only going to cost me these resources. There's no speed ups, no waiting time, because my alliance is going to press help, obviously get that completed building for me. So that's kind of like the first thing. Be patient, don't waste speed ups, use your alliance help, really important in the early game. And then the second one is actually to do with this event. So when it comes to the Imperial Path, day 3, you're going to see there's research boost, university construction here, and unit training. Research boost might catch you off guard if you are one of those guys that have just kind of kicked off and started burning through all of your research as fast as possible, because you need to complete 20. And if you complete 20 researches, you're going to get a ton of these completions and obviously speed ups for your account. And this is obviously going to go up, give you 15 legendary recruitment tokens when we hit the 100 mark, and then up here is 20. And you got to think, 35 summons is quite massive for my account, because I do need to head towards that number 300 for the 10 heads, and I might unlock Guan Yu because I'm still missing Guan Yu in my lineups, which I need for this, right? So because of this, when it comes to this day, my big advice, if you guessed it, is in research, don't burn every single thing at the beginning. So when you first start off, I would honestly, as you can see, keep things 1 out of 5. Keep it all 1 out of 5 at the beginning. Go through the minimal. Go up to here, do 3 out of 5. I made a mistake here and hit this button by accident, so I have to own up to that. So I've wasted some time and resources on this one, but it'll get done later on anyway. But you'll see as we're going through here and about to hit this deploy troops, and I can technically, because I do have the speed ups as you guys saw, fuck it, we'll do it just for today's video. Go in and hit again. You'll see now once we complete this, we're going to hit deploy troops. But in order to get a ton of research complete, just like I just said about the houses, you can come into here, you can hit this. It's only 4 minutes. So just wait for day 3, then come back into here, hit your upgrade, allow your alliance to assist you. That's going to complete it. And if you've not guessed it, all the way up to level 4 minimal. Alliance helps will cover the cost. This is now 15 minutes. So at the moment, my alliance helps doesn't cover it, but it does leave it on around 2 minutes, 3 minutes remaining, which is kind of fine if you can wait the 2 minutes, and it's going to freely complete all of this. So this is a way for you guys, especially if you're a free-to-play player watching this back or wanting to make a free-to-play player account, to take advantage of. Take advantage of that little tip and trick. It will help you complete this basically in that single day really easily if you want to complete it in that single day. So with that, as you can see, that's kind of day 3 concluded. We're going to still keep trying to push through what we can. You can see at the moment the time is at 1700 UTC on day 3. So we are coming to, obviously, like I say, the end of today as well. So you can kind of see the progress of what happened yesterday to today as well, all in one go, and have a little bit of fun too. So I'd love to hear, obviously, so far, obviously, it's only day 3, early on in the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and if you've been enjoying it so far. I know it's a little bit different. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know the end product of it, but hopefully it's something that you guys really enjoy. And let's see if we can actually become a free-to-play master from this series. So with that, let's see what happened tomorrow, what progress we were able to do, as well as maybe day 5 as well in one go for everyone. Good morning, this is technically good afternoon shots here of this part of the series, what you guys have been watching. Hopefully it's been good. I don't know how good it's going to be translating back to you guys, but I know some of you guys like this type of vlog style, obviously day by day style, so you know what's going on the free to play. And obviously if you're brand new, just trying to learn the game, it's going to help you as well in the future. So we're on day 4, and I'm going to be honest, my day 4 is pretty crazy so far in terms of like what I've been able to achieve. However, I'm a little bit upset because, as many people will know, technically as I've recorded day 4, it's Happy Halloween today. So happy Halloween, everyone. Maybe you can say it in the comments down below, maybe a month late, which would be funny because this might come out towards Christmas, near November time or so, right? But with this, Halloween's here, and the issue is I've woken up today on my main account. I've completed what I need to do on the event, on the Halloween stuff, but it's not in our game right now. So I'm hoping the Halloween event comes next week for us in this new server, and they just delay it by a week just because of new servers. I don't know, but I'm hoping that's the case. Otherwise, I'm going to get kind of screwed over because I kind of need those rewards. I definitely need those medals. I definitely want these speed ups and stuff that for my account. I need it all, right? Because I have made some pushes. So as you can see, I'm at 704,000 power now. So if you look at the view rankings, overall 84, still in the top 100 as a free-to-play player, absolutely killing it. And you can see some of the big boys here that are some of the spenders in the account in the empire that we're in, right? You can see that some of them are pretty big, but you can see some of them that's not big spending either, not big spending and still popping off, right? And I'm at 704,000, which isn't too bad as you think about as a complete free-to-play player, right? For your account. So what I've done technically today on this server on the free-to-play account is I've pushed the town center 15, which is great. We've completed that as of yesterday, and on top of it, if you'll notice, I have advanced into the next age, which means for many people, if you do not know, I can actually go now to my actual university, hit the research here, and down on this right side, I've got access now to it. I've got access to tier 4 troops. So all I have to do, as you guys have guessed, upgrade this university to level 15, which is going to be technically the next 2 buildings I'm going to be upgrading once I've completed this little mini side quest that I'm doing today as a little kind of time killer, which is because I am level 15. I've unlocked the blacksmith. We've done some forging only on blue gear. So if we look at our Josephine, she's looking great in her blue gear. Nothing too crazy. Later on, we'll get better and better gear, so we're not obviously stressing too much right now of that, but maybe next week is when I'm going to start knuckling down on my gear grind, I'll be honest with you. But for the blacksmith, I'm trying to get this just to, if you're not guessed, it's at least level 10. Level 10 feels nice, 21% forging speed. If I go to level 11, it's basically 25%, and I could even take that and just stop just for now and just take that passively. So I'm not using any speed ups, I'm just using the forging speed to kill the whites and obviously the purple blueprints at random, so it's not going to obviously blow through as much as you normally would assume when you have a maxed one out. And obviously taking advantage of the alliance helps and the mechanics, obviously once it hits the 5-minute timer, has been fantastically helpful for us. And that's one thing I will say, and I'm going to keep saying it, I think, each day, if you guys have not noticed it. Use your alliance helps and really take advantage of those assist of measures, because if you don't take advantage of them, especially if there's certain buildings like this one here, now it's only going to take 26 minutes. Watch an episode of an anime. Just go watch something on Netflix. What episode? And it's going to be done basically for you, right? Which is great. That's what you want to be doing. So take advantage of these early times before these timers start hitting the 14 days, the 20 days, the 30-day timers that are going to be absolutely daunting to go through. So I'm trying to basically go through my blacksmith to level 10, and I'm trying to get my stable also to level 10, because as you guys know, I am going to be using cavalry when we get our Lubu. So I'm trying to get basically these 2 buildings eventually both just to level 10 at the moment, because I know in the future to upgrade this town center, one of the requirements is going to be those buildings, because we've just had pikemen very earlier on. So now we need the hospital. So once I've done the hospital and do the wall and the tavern, that's going to be level 16. And to be honest, 16 isn't too bad, because when we go into the development phase, you'll see we get that troop cap, but 17 is when we get the hero slot. And that's going to be huge. That's going to be where we get the hero slots and mounts, which is going to be cheap free power on our march, which should help us through the island tactics early on too, which is really good. But having 3 heroes now is going to be massive, absolutely massive. So if I time this hopefully just right, especially if I do 15/16 today and then 17 in another day, you've probably guessed it, I should line up no matter what with the 7-day or 6-day reward, which is going to give me that Hammurabi, and obviously banging, I'm going to have obviously this 3-man swordsman lineup straight away cooking, and hopefully by that time I get my Guan Yu. So just to finish up kind of today's showcase of what I've progressed with, my Josephine. So my Josephine is going to 2 stars. As you can see, she's completed that. We're walking towards that 3 stars now through the tavern. I'll be honest, I've been pulling her quite heavily in the tavern, and I'll showcase the battlefield survivor and the good old island tactics where we're at in a moment. But we're at 2 stars on it. I've maxed all of her skills, because we are going to be using all of her skills straight away. King Derek, though, is going to be one where I noticed I fucked up earlier on, and you can see where I stopped as fast as I could, which was I 20'd my main skill, and I have 20'd this skill, but I've not touched this one at the moment. The reason is, it's pretty simple. These are the only damage skills that we've got, and if I go into more skills, yes, I could try and go for that, righteous judgment and stuff. I need to hit level 56 in order to do so, and I'm going to have 8,000 Empire coins in order to do so, and I'm not wasting 8,000 Empire coins on that right now. So I'm just trying to mid-max the actual skills that matter, if that makes sense. And by doing so, I'm actually getting more power per march for per investment that I'm doing. And because of that, we've got our Harold here, same kind of 15 here. That's all he's going to be used for at the moment, even when I have him in this main lineup, just to increase the damage of basically Guan Yu. Once I unlock Guan Yu, we've got Attila here ready to cook as well. He's going to just start passively leveling up, but you know, it is what it is. I kind of was a little bit slumpy. I unlocked him and got really excited and popped some skills into him. But yeah, my Guan Yu, we are almost there. We need 2 more. Just 2 more guys, and we're in kind of the promised land for our early game setup of obviously Josephine, King Derek with the Hammurabi in that one formation, and then obviously Guan Yu, Harold, and Attila in that formation, and then we can start hopefully leveling them up, focusing on them 2 specifically, and more importantly, pushing through the content, because just to kind of showcase where we are at, if we go to supply bounty for today, you'll see I've been able to get to level 10 as of today, because obviously that is when the new ones have unlocked, which I'm going to be completing basically in the next 5 minutes. So I think it locks out at like 15 again or 20 or so. Just it keeps upgrading over time, which is fair enough. So we've always been on the max level, which has been fantastic for those income. Island Tactics are at 74. I'm hoping again by pushing a little bit in a moment with our main heroes, I'm going to be able to just get to like 75, go towards 80, 85, and if I can keep going, I'm going to be happy. But I think it's going to be around 85 where we're going to be at for that point. And then for Battlefield Survivor, as many people probably wonder, yes, we've completed the challenge phase on both of these, even got a decent score on this one on the rankings. Look, we're like ranked 50, like not too bad as a complete free-to-play, not using any OP things or outright. So we've completed all of this, we can do all of this, we've done all of this, we can go back and get this extra, you know, start if we want to. It's not gonna bust our, you know, progress, I'll be honest, but we are waiting for the next day, technically tomorrow, so we can push through all of this, obviously get the pyramid challenge complete and keep going, because you guys don't realize you should be completing this as often as possible, because the Battlefield achievements, when you go onto it, gives you a ton of Empire coins. Like, it's a lot of Empire coins that you get for completing just all of the things, like the achievements. Obviously, we will be gatekeeped with certain achievements, but you can still earn all 1100. I've proven it because I earned, I made even more. I had like 1400 score over here, so you can get all 1100. It's just going to take a long of a grind to do so. If you do complete all of these achievements, it's going to be worth it for a free-to-play player because of all of the Empire coins that you're going to be earning for your account, which you're going to need for the future. So that's pretty much it for today's day, guys. I'm going to hopefully keep up with this progression for you. If nothing really happens tomorrow, don't expect a little update there, but obviously when maybe something drama happens, maybe I can put that in to the chat. The only thing I will actually talk about with drama is this shit. If you're a new player and you see this type of stuff in your contents, because look at it, it's everywhere. I'm going to tell you guys now, if you are witnessing this, you are dealing with this on your account, these are scammers. These are people trying to scam you, trying to kind of basically get something out of you. Ignore them. Do not follow them. And the best thing you can do just to showcase it is clicking on their profile, and just this little eye icon here will block the person. So just block that person, come out of here, and then as you can click on that little cog, delete the chat. And once you've done that, obviously to all of them, so you can get rid of all of these guys that aren't actual players, that are scammers. Hopefully your DMs should feel a little bit better, because I'm going to be honest, it is kind of cringeworthy that how bad that is. And the Age of Empires Mobile like bot team hasn't got some sort of countermeasure dealing with that. I'll just be honest with you guys. So that's today's date. Hopefully we can keep progressing. You've been enjoying this free-to-play player series so far. We're cooking, I think, and no one knows that we are technically in their empire. So if you guys are wondering, we have been in Empire 321 here as Ying so far, obviously in our story. And I have obviously hinted a little bit about it in the early phases and obviously during day one of what the kind of goal were of this name and why we went for this name. But yeah, really fun, really fun. I've been enjoying it anyway. So yeah, let's keep going. See you guys technically tomorrow, hopefully, or the next day on when some progression happens on the good old account. How you guys doing? So it's day 7 technically as I record this one, so hopefully you've been enjoying the series so far. And it's been a couple of days since the last part, but I've got a lot to kind of showcase, and I thought I'd go a little bit direction of what I've been actually using as well in this free-to-play series, which honestly has been massively helping me when I've been able to, right? So if we go into the good old game here, right, you can see I'm actually on the nice push here. I've just hit Town Center 16 and I've done the upgrades, which is now pushing towards Town Center 17. And I can pop this speed up. I'm going to kind of wait a little bit for that because there is, if we go into here, obviously the Imperial Path, which is to do with all of this. We've already completed this, as you guys know. But on one of them, as you can see, I've got 9 hours to complete this. This will give me Town Center level 17, gives me 2 summons, and an extra 1,000 Empire coins. And I am tempted just to get that fast forward just before this ends. So I'm basically going to try and work it down to like 6 to 8 hours, depending on how long I can stay up for, and get this maximum kind of speed up and then push through. But since then, we have been pushing this Giants Raw event. I actually haven't done anything today purposely for this recording, so you can kind of see what I do on a daily basis too in this kind of segment on day 7, which is kind of like a week's progress on it. And I'm going to showcase where my King Derek is at this moment. We've got the legendary advent wheel here. We're going to obviously spin it for free at the moment, and hey, we're taking that free token every time. And you can see I've actually got 28 spins on this from just spinning it, and I'm already back up to 3,000 coins. I could have probably saved, I'll be honest, a couple of spins. I got a bit bored one day and just thought, can I get lucky and hit that 10 drop? But I didn't. So it was all a bit of fun and games. But when we come into it, I have been completing little bits. I need to push this actual supply bounty, and this is something I would recommend if you are free to play to push forward inside. But you can see here, day 7, this is where things are going to get really good for us because we've finally unlocked Hammurabi. We haven't unlocked him at all on our good old free-to-play player accounts. This is the first time actually getting the hero, so we can put him literally into our 3-man lineup in the next Town Center pop, which, do you know what, I might even just do it in this video just for the sake of it, right? But we've got our little summon thing there. We'll just use it for this. And I will be honest, when it comes to actually, like, you know, maximizing my progression, I've been using this. I'll be honest, using your Gleaming Store in the early game is very good. You can see I've actually been buying the XP. I've bought all of the speed ups, obviously all of this. Now I'm buying all of the resources as I'm working on. So you can see as I go to kill some tribes, which I'm gonna do as we speak right now, we're gonna maximize on it. I know some people might say I should right now kill these ones because it will progress this up, and I kind of do agree to you guys to a slight extent, but the issue what I'm trying to do is actually kill the highest level ones, and for some reason those actual exploration missions are like level 5 guys and level 8 guys, so I just don't get any much XP. And I'm just gonna wait until the Giants Raw event is actually over so I can actually just go back to the exploration side of things. So for now, what I've been doing every day, as you can see, is auto fielding everything. So as soon as I start in game, I auto field everything, and obviously this isn't the right troop type for these units, but for now, it's enough to kill things and actually just level this Totoyomi March up. And then, same with the cavalry, we'll put these out. And this is all I've been doing just to get things done pretty fast. Because, let's be honest, it does take quite a while if you're trying to do two accounts at the same time because I've got my main account as well as this. But what's been really good is these stage unlocks have been helping me massively. So if we go back, you can see that we're getting these Empire coins, obviously in the early stage, which honestly does add up to the account. So you can see already back up to 3.5k there. And when we come into our actual area, if you want to see, we haven't really gained anything since the last one. We've just been doing Giants Raw. As you can see, Giants Raw everywhere. And even when it comes to our gift codes, we've not really used any other. So you'll probably notice I'm at 1.1 million power now, which is pretty darn good for 7 days at work. And the one thing I have been doing a lot of is taking advantage of these coder villages. So you can see now, I can actually publish this one, which is really good. This is the resource one. So if we go into later time assignments, what I've actually been doing, as you can see, especially for this Giants Raw event, free-to-play players, you don't get that much stamina unless you're willing to spend that Empire coins in the VIP store if you're VIP free on them, right? Apart from that, you're not going to get much. So you have to just use your dailies twice a day in order to maximize the stamina and kind of kills from tribes for Giants Raw event. So what you can do, and what I have been doing, is using this. This is for 3 villagers, as you can see. I've always got 3 spare. You can actually generate 50 extra stamina. And in the early game, it might not sound like much, but you can see we're only at 100 stamina. So that actually basically refills my bar. So if I put this free claim, I'm already on 90. I can let my guys carry on doing their kill, drop it back down. And once it's dropped down, I go back into the limit time assignment and I pop the, rest, and boom, Bob's your uncle. We've got some extra stamina. But what I've also been doing, as you may look, I've got the number 6 here. And that is because they've been used on task mobilization. And I can't stress how much this helps you as a free-to-play player. Once you get this unlocked, try to take advantage of it as much as you can. Because there's a lot of buildings that once you get there, is going to cost you quite a lot of time. So if you're able to actually go to some buildings, for example, like this embassy, which I need to do to actually catch up for the next level up on my town center, right? We can hit this, upgrade, hit alliance assist, right? This is obviously going to get my 13 helps, drop that number down quite a lot, which is going to be good. But I can also reduce now this number and my town center by 2 hours. And it might not sound like much, but I'm telling you, doing that as often as you can in this early phase is going to save you those speed ups that you're going to need in the more later phases. And you will see on my end, I've been trying to manage both sides, and it's been quite, I wouldn't say difficult, but it's been a challenge trying to go fast and not going fast, which sounds weird because it's just contradictory, I know, but you can see what I mean. Like, I've used a lot of my wood now and food, but my stone's kind of good. My gold's empty, but I got over 13 million resources here saved up from events that we've got, right? And I'm going to be needing, because of this, to farm more gold, wood, and food over anything, because I've got stone covered. So that's kind of how I've been playing it. Same with the speed ups. You can see now my building speed ups are down to 5 hours. So if I were going to pop that city right now, I'm basically using 5 of these hours plus my universal speed ups in order to push to town center 17, which is going to be massive on the account. And I'm probably, just for you guys in this segment of day 7, going to do it. But I've been trying now, as you can see, to stack up stuff. So I'm already up to 6 days worth of training speed ups. My research is going back up. It was down, but we're back up onto now almost 24 hours. So you can see I'm trying to manage this now and be a little bit more pacey when it comes to the big pushes here. So it's really important for me to do that, because as you can see now, if we go into the development stage, once I pop this 17, I'm going to get that nice troop cap, but I'm going to get my 3rd hero slot, which is huge. That means now in all of these formations, my Hammurabi is going to go in here. You can imagine just any pikeman I'm going to put in here. when it comes to this March, my Guan Yu can go in now, so that's going to be optimal. And then here, I've actually got both Tokugawa and Queen Dido, so I can actually put probably Queen Dido in here and level up my farming hero with this March. And what's really good about that is your island tactics. Like, you can see I've actually been pushing on this. I got to 187. I believe at the moment, just to showcase what I'm using, keep pushing through anyway. I think I've just got to target the right marches. So when we come in here, you'll see if I just put, for example, my boy here, this guy can go here. Same with you. Let's do that. Oh, let's do that. No, let's do it like this, right? And then hit battle. I just put auto on, and you'll see I do have potentially the right amount of damage to burst through this still. I just, like I said, haven't carried on doing this today. This is technically all of the stuff I do in kind of like my daily routine. So you can kind of see I empty all of my stamina, get this going, then do any of my buildings and stuff if there's any idle queues. And then once I'm doing that, I'll go back into the game and start finishing off anything else, which is like Battlefield Survivor. I'll go and start rallying all my giant raw rewards, right? I'll start helping my alliance members doing whatever they need to do. And that's honestly been how I've been taking each one of these days. And what's really interesting is, as you can see, I want to make a really big emphasis on day 7 here on about activity, because I have been pretty darn active for this account for you guys. And just to showcase the difference, we have got my main man Steve. We are playing together on this server, right? We are together playing over here. So I'm Ying, which is here, and he's Yang over there. And you can see if we click on him, he's 524k power, and I'm 1.1 million. So it does showcase the differences in power from playing the game every single day and actually being active and doing what you need to do each day. So the first 7 days, if you are going to play this game, is super important for you. And I would stress, if you're going to obviously watch this series and take any point from this day 1 to day 7 progress, is you need to be active, because Steve will tell you he was active day 1 because he had it completely a day off. But then Thursday, Friday, and so on, he's been busy working, and he's only been able to play maybe an hour or 2 here and there. And you can see the difference on just the power alone on how good activity really means. So just got to finish this segment up before we obviously hit the inevitable. I'm going to showcase where the heroes are, because you can see I have my level 70 Josephine. She is working her way towards that 3 stars. You can see we're at 3 out of 16, so hopefully Battlefield Survivor is going to get me there. My King Derek, though, I'm proud. As a free 2-player player, I can tell you, you can get 3 stars. And you can keep going, because I haven't done any more today, as you've seen. And because of that, I'm on 14 out of 25 still. So you can see we're going to be, hopefully, maybe 1 or 2 pips around. I don't think we're going to be able to 5-star him in this event. I'll be honest with you, as a free-to-play player, you just don't get enough stamina as a free-to-play player to get enough individual chests to keep rallying it yourself. So you have to kind of wait for the next time it comes around, or through the Gleaming Store when he's introduced, right? And for everyone else, they're pretty much the same. I'll be honest. I've just been leveling up the heroes, as you can see, their skills here, to make sure they're all like level 20 where I need them to be, kind of level 20. Same with working on Guan Yu. He's level 20 here, just doing a little bit of damage on this side. And when it's 15, it's 15, you know. That's kind of, again, what I'm aiming to do. So once I hit that 17 spike, which we're going to do right now, it will be all good. So as you can see, we've finished out our stamina. We've got 30 chests. And just as I was going to showcase earlier, what we'll do is pop that assignment. So we assign this now. So we've got 9 villagers kind of having a nice day off, but it does give me that half a bar back. So that's why, as a free-to-play player, I've been really mid-maxing that, because I've got to remember, like, at the end of the day, this is XP going to these heroes, and I'm getting at the same time those chests for my King Derek here, right? So in every day, if I can keep doing that, I'm going to be, honestly, like, pretty darn efficient, right? So what we'll do is claim We'll claim the 7-day login streak. We ain't playing, guys. We are actually playing this game right now. And then just finish up on anything around here. We don't need to look at any of that. We can grab any of those freebies there. So what we'll do to finish off the video and showcase why this is going to be such a big deal is obviously try, and we're going to pop this, right? It's going to cost me all my speed ups. It's not going to be the greatest, but I think I'm going to earn my speed ups back pretty quickly because of the hero slot unlock. I'm going to be real. The hero slot unlock is going to be huge. So boom, we're level 17, day 7. We've got our mounts, we've got our hero slot, we've got extra troop cap, and now we need to go obviously to the glorious age at level 20. And this is pretty good. So if you're watching this video, you can see at level 17 to 18, you need your stable. So this is really good for me, and I have been slowly working on this build in here. So I am going to be doing that next. I'm going to be upgrading this stable up all the way that I need it to be, and then I'll start doing the tavern and obviously the walls. So that is massive. And just to kind of celebrate that, let's do a free recruit and let's see if we can get someone on the 5 pole. Oh, we did. Walkout. Give me Guan Yu. Please give me Guan Yu. I've not had a Guan Yu walkout. I've had to earn him. Oh, I haven't. I've had to earn him step by step, man. But we got Harold. We're not going to complain. He's in the cavalry lineup for us. Boom. Look at that. See, this is what we've been doing. We've had to get 10 of these bad boys to get him unlocked. It's been a painful ride for that Guan Yu. But hey, we are cooking with gas. We can put someone in here that we could want to level up. Maybe we just put in a farmer. I'll be honest. I might just put in Cleopatra just because then she's farming her levels up, and I'm going to use her as a gathering hero. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to be using Queen Dido. She's already 1 star. Look how good that is from the polls. So if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be obviously putting Guan Yu in here, obviously then putting Hammurabi in this one, and I am going to put, just so everyone to notice, I am going to put King Derek in that final slot there and having Hammurabi in the 2nd slot just to maximize the potential of King Derek effectiveness working if Josephine misses with the route, or if obviously Hammurabi somehow misses with the route. So yeah, we're level 17, massive achievement. I'm absolutely buzzing, guys. I've done that as a free-to-play player, and I've got that 1,000, so we're at 4.5k, and you can see we are working towards this. If we were going to do this, we're almost there. And at VIP 4, all that happens for us is we get all of this extra speed and an extra bit of capacity, but you do unlock, as you'll notice, VIP 4, all of this. So you get all of this. So the next kind of big thing that we care about is probably when we build now our stable, I'm assuming, right? Because we have mounts, it says, but it's not there. So we probably not leveled up our heroes in order to get it. So I'm assuming when mounts unlock properly on my heroes, right, that's going to be popping up in the VIP stores. I'm going to keep an eye out for that for you guys. But yeah, VIP 4 is going to be this. VIP 5 isn't too bad. I am tempted for VIP 5 because of these universal speed ups. It's only 300 for a pop. I know it's a bit expensive, but we got to keep thinking, once we've got our heroes lined up, especially our Lubu and stuff, what's going to be our main challenge to progress on this account? And it probably is getting our VIP high enough so our VIP can get our signet ring hammers, and obviously we can get the signet rings we need for our Lubu match. So there we go. Just to finish it off, let's see what we are today. We are currently 91. We've dropped 20 places, but we did, as you guys know, haven't really done anything today, so maybe I can pump up that number and push a bit of power today through obviously my troop training, doing the Battlefield Survivor, doing all of the things you've seen me do today, and kind of like leveling up my heroes that we've got and kind of smacking some ass. So day 7, hopefully you've been enjoying the road to glory, kind of 0 to hero free-to-play player experience, 7-day review here, and a bit longer compared to all the other segments that I've done. But hopefully day 8, 9, 10, and so on might be a lot more shorter in case anything else happens. And just to finish off today, no one knows. No one has the foggiest clue who we are, right? No idea. I love it. Absolutely love it. We are living and breathing the twin story that me and Steve are twins, and we live in a place that doesn't have Discord. That's the plan, and that's what we're dying on. So absolutely loved it so far. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. See you guys tomorrow or the next day or whenever the next update is for the free-to-play account. We're back. Yes, welcome to day 8 of the free-to-play journey. It's been really fun so far. And today, I didn't think I was actually going to record, I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be a nice chill-out day. And tomorrow or the day after, I was going to do, you know, an update. But there is some exclusive stuff we need to talk about on day 8 for free-to-players, because it's quite big in the mid-maxing journey, because we were right with what we were guessing earlier on, which is Hero Reset. Hero Reset has come. It ends in 13 days. So what we want to do here is actually mid-max as much as possible out of this event, because what you can actually do, obviously, is reset heroes. And as you guys know, I have been putting all my eggs into 2 baskets, my swordsman and the cavalry, right? So what you can do with this, which is really good, is actually go to, for example, this Cleopatra or these swordsmen that you've been working on, right, through tribes, because all of the XP that's associated to that hero, right, even if it's earned through any sort of type of event, right, any sort of XP putting into that hero, you're getting it back. So what we want to do, and I'm going to be doing this so you can see today on day 8, and then maybe 10 days from now, when this is still running on the Hero Reset, the difference in the actual XP, right? And see if we can remember to edit that, or you guys can obviously check back through the video as we go through to the, the story here. But we're at 591k XP, right? And 594k. So you can see we're getting a bunch of XP so far, which isn't too bad. It's 1 million XP. It would go towards our main heroes, but we're going to try and take advantage of that. So just remember, we've got 14 days in total, 2 weeks in order to do it, and we get free resets. So we are going to do full exploitation on that, and we are going to try and level up and use all of our marchers like we already do, spread it all out, spread the XP around, so then when we are going through, obviously, certain types of events, we've got marchers to use. But then when we get to the higher levels, as you guys have guessed it, I can just reset those heroes, get the XP, pump it up to like level 100 or 120 on my Josephine, King Derek, obviously on the Guan Yu and Attila, and we're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking with gas, right? So really good thing. The next important thing, though, on today, which I really want to stress out, is this Battlefield Blessing. It pops up, right? And I didn't believe this popped up in Global. I don't remember this, but if we did, hey, it is actually a really good event for free-to-play players, because obviously we're going to get 1 legendary token. That isn't going to sound much, but this resets every day. It lasts for 4 days, so you get basically 4 summons, right? What's more important, though, is this chest. This chest gives you any of these heroes. And as you can see, we want Guan Yu, we want Hammurabi. If we get Harold, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We don't really want any of the samurai, but if we get any of these heroes, we just have to take it on the chin and just use it with what heroes we get, right? But just remember, we're able to get this. So I'm going to claim these today and open my chest and see how lucky we are on ours. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, honestly, on this day, because apart from that, just to showcase for you guys, I am fully up to date on Island Tactics. We cannot progress until the next stage unlocks in the next day, right? In the good old expedition, Battlefield Survivor, you can see we have completed all of the stages up to 5-2, and this is super important because if you have that Battlefield Blessing quest line, which I'm telling you to complete in today's video, part of the video, right? You need to get to 5-2. 5-2 on Battlefield Survivor is when you unlock blessings as a mechanic. And what these blessings are is just basically a way to start off the fights now with a little bit extra of a kick, right? And depending on what abilities you want to go for and what builds you want to go for, you can get some really good, actual powerful blessings to roll with them, right? So that's kind of how that works. So once you do it, you'll get it. And what's really good for me, as you guys can see, I've completed all of these stages, meaning the new difficulties are going to start to unlock for me, right? Because I can go back now to this challenge mode. I'm going to complete this on hard, and you guessed it right, that's another chest now. And this is what I was talking about for free-to-players. Battlefield Survivor is quite hard, but it is quite skillfully easy too if you understand the builds and what to run, especially if you just max out your Josephine, as I have been doing. My level 70 Josephine has got me all the way through to here, and even on this hard stage with a clear disadvantage, she's still going to be able to complete it with the right build. So I'm going to be running this, I'm going to be completing this, and until I'm locked out from the challenge modes again, and then obviously try to keep progressing. But that is helping me massively. So just to kind of finish out today's side of the video, and maybe in a couple of days time you'll see some progression. You'll see I'm at 1.3 million power at the moment. We do have our Josephine at level 71 coming up to 75. We have unlocked, as you'll see, the mount capabilities, but they haven't turned up yet. So I don't know if it's just because I need to get her to 75 for it to pop up. I don't know. Or if it's something else later on that appears, because it isn't here, right? It's not letting me build anything to do with it here. And if you look, I am Town Center 17. In the development, you can see I get hero slots, the riding grounds, and the mounts all open up here. But there's no horses, there's no ponies in sight. So obviously just waiting on that side of things to keep kind of looking at how we can look at that type of, you know, power push. But apart from that, everything else is going, and we're just kind of slowly taking this one step by step. And one thing I didn't do yesterday, and I do apologize, I bet you some guys have probably mentioned it in the comments during this part, my tech. I did have T4 Swordsman prior to yesterday, and I think I did it on T6 on day 60, day 7, and then I finished off my advanced cavalry. So you can see I'm actually slowly letting the timer do these ones, and I'm going to do that and save myself some speed ups, save myself so much resource consumption, and get this T4 unlocked a little bit of a delay, and then I will unlock that 5-man troop, and hopefully because of that delay I've saved up some speed ups, I've saved up some resources, I can crack this one out instantly, and you guessed it, I'll be on T5 already, which doesn't seem too far away, I'll be honest with you, especially that the fact that I've purposely slowed down on the speed up stuff, because if we go over to those resources just to showcase you, I am saving up those resources as I explained in the earlier days. And when it comes to speed ups, we're on 7 days now on training, which is fantastic. And we're rebuilding all of our speed ups back up from what they were. So you can see how I'm doing as I've been preaching, and hopefully you guys can see that. So to finish off this whole day, let's have some fun. We're gonna obviously click on Josephine here to get those medals towards her, and let's hope and pray we get Guan Yu. If we get Guan Yu here, it's going to be massive. It's going to push him and my cavalry quite far. No, we got Totio, man. We got the boulder. It is what it is. We can't obviously all be winners here, but we are only 3 medals away now. But that next pip, when it comes to Hammurabi, we are a bit slacking, but obviously even if we got one of his, that would be kind of good too. But the King Derek, guys, I'm telling you, as a free-to-play player, I have been able to get this guy almost done 4 stars. Completely free by using my limited time assignments, getting those stamina parts, and just honestly doing every single day one of these rallies, right? And the only thing I've messed up on, and I will be brutally honest, I should be on 23. Just because yesterday I did 19 out of 20 and I didn't realize until the last moment and no one was around to do rallies when I needed to. So it is what it is. I lost one out. I know you guys are going to be ashamed of me. I am ashamed of myself too. It's a lesson learned. We should be on 23, 2 away. And it's going to be important because today I am going to be able to finish off when this charges back up from this morning. As you can see, it's around 12 o'clock as I'm recording this. We're going to obviously go through that, get more chests, go and get an XP, because then I need 50 medals for that 4 stars. So as you guys know, we like to showcase where we are. We are now ranked 79 overall in power at 1.3 million. And again, this isn't our main formations and main PowerPoints yet. Remember that. We're going for Lubu. So because of that, we're going to go for 1 star on our good old Attila, as well as obviously working towards Guan Yu through the tavern, and then anywhere else which chests allowed to get Guan Yu, as you saw earlier, we're going to be going for those 2 and aiming it for that Guanster, right? So yeah, that is basically day 8, and maybe you might see me in day 9. I don't think so. I think it might see me in a couple of days' time, because I do think once this event of the Giants Roar is over, it's going to be quite a lot more plain sailing for me, because I can actually just focus on stuff like the exploration and other events in the game, while I just let these timers work their magic at the moment, right? As well as even the blacksmith, letting this work its magic as we just kind of put it on as we finish up this segment. As you can see, guys, I'm working my ass off to do this for me, for you, right? As we go, we have to keep things cooking, right? So there we go, 5 hours to go. We're going to send out one of our marchers to farm now, and that is it. So yeah, that is the day. I'm sorry it keeps going longer and longer, but hopefully you've been enjoying this series. Obviously, it's my first time doing something like this style, I want to say, for you guys, where you can see me just recording day by day, like a vlog style series, which probably ends up being 1 hour to 2 hours long, where you can just watch someone play the game for a good 14 to 30 days and uploads it, right, without you knowing. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Let's catch you guys in the next day of the free-to-play journey. And just to remind you, we're at 1.3 million as of day 8 of our account, and you can see that right here on the VIP level. So catch you guys later until the next day. So we're back, and it's the next glorious day on the free-to-play account of this series, and yes, it's day 11. And I know what you're thinking straight away. Sneaky, what happened to the other days? You had day 7, there's day 8, day 9, and day 10 missing. Where's those 3 days? And listen, I had a golden expedition on the weekend with Empire 69. So GG to you guys, because you guys did win on the good old golden expedition. So I wasn't able to technically record too much that occurred on those days, but I'll be perfectly honest with you, nothing happened. Nothing happened, guys. Like, all I've been doing is watching timers, completing Battlefield Survivor, making sure my actual different pieces of content in the game is at max level, and watching times. That's literally all I've been doing. However, I do want to showcase obviously that progress and some massive milestones that has changed up obviously what we've been able to do and what my future plans are on this day right now. So day 11, we're on obviously good old town center 18, and what I've been doing on each day, as you can kind of see, I'm still doing it in this video, and I'm going to keep doing it in this video if it keeps popping up, about these Black Banner deputies. So obviously I've been completing these Black Banner deputies, aiming for that King Derek, as you guys know I've been yapping about for the last previous day. So that's what I've been going for that. I've now watched the timers to get to town center 18 as well. If we jump into there, I've been able to get to obviously the requirements, which is the wall now and this embassy, to go all the way to the next development, which is 19, right? And get some nice troop capacity extra on our marchers. On top of that, we've just done our research. Nothing major has changed apart from we've got our T4 going. We're on the final T4 before we can go for deployable troops 2, which, as you can see, requires our university to upgrade, which is going to be our next plan on duty. So basically, when this town center is upgraded to 19, I'm going to be upgrading this old university to 17 or 18, basically, right? As you guys have guessed it, just to bring it back up to the main. So then we obviously doing the most amount of research speed, as well as being able to do more research on the account. However, let's be real, I need to forward think about this, because as you can see, we've got signet rings and we've got mounts unlocked on the account, and I'm going to explain why we don't see them at the moment for those that are wondering. But here, Stage 26, as I've said in the free-to-play strategy series, is when the next big development comes out. That's the castles and mercenary camp. And because of this, it's kind of put me on a clock. Like, the faster I get to Town Center 26, and the slower I progress here on this exploration, it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me, because at the moment, what I have been doing has been using all of my stamina on the highest level tribes as much as possible in order to get, as you guys may have known, obviously for the Giants Raw event, but also for this other event, Lost Supplies. And this comes around, it allows you to get these supplies, which gives you Empire coins, and as you can see, some decent early game rewards, which I need. I'll be real. So I've been doing that. That's why I'm on almost 14.5k Empire coins, and I'm saving them up for the Attila wheel, because right now is the Tribuana one, which we do not need on this account. We are not playing any of these heroes. We are playing Lubu and Lubu alone, right? So because of that now, you can see, okay, I'm in this dilemma where I need to get to Town Center 26, but I also need to get my exploration to level 15, I think, in order to unlock technique points at that stage 2. So I am now on red alert, and what I mean by that is my major thing to do right now is 5-star my King Derek, and as of today I did 4-star him, and I can prove that I've only just done it today by just showing you some earlier reports, because this literally recently just happened, and we are working towards our next one as we speak during this recording, because we might be one of the first free-to-players to have a 5-star. The quicker I can 5-star this hero, the quicker, as you guys can guess it, I can use my marches to be doing, obviously, my expeditions instead of wasting time always doing these rallies, as well as, obviously, then farming. I can actually use all of these to be farming more often, because, to be honest, when I am on here, I'm sending one of these marches out to farm. Maybe I send out a second march to farm, but I normally float in 3 marches, because sometimes you get 3 of these going, and this might be 3 deputies or 2 deputies and a tribe for rally against tribes, which I also do, so I can get these XP for my heroes. So you can see, right, that's kind of like the thing right now. Once I've got that done, I can actually relax a little bit, right? I don't have to worry about it. And you're probably wondering, like, Sneakyy, it doesn't mean that much to get a 5-star King Derek. But I'm going to prove to you that it really does, right? Here in the expeditions, which I'm going to quickly go over later on, we did unlock Apex Arena, and I am rank 14 at the moment. We still have to use our additional challenges anyway, but what's really important is the details. As you'll notice, I am attacking and defending against players stronger than me, and the thing is, I've only just hit 4-star King Derek. Before, I was 1.5 million power, and you can see in this battle report, for example, in the details, my King Derek here is only 3 and almost 4-star. Why is this important? Well, he's missing a little bit of might, but more importantly, as many people should know, at 4-star, that King Derek does increase the troops' damage reduction, so we take even less damage. And with our march here, you can see I was able to destroy this guy that's clearly a low spender, but he's only got 1-star heroes, and he's not really, you know, gone for one march and one march alone to start off with, to really hyper focus up on, right? And you can see the difference because of that. I have, and he hasn't, right? And this is the power of that. He's 2 million power, and he's losing. And the thing is, even these guys at 1.7 million, some of them only ran 1 troop, which is a mistake on there. They're going to lose every single time. But even the guys that ran 2 troops, his second troop just wasn't good enough, right? It's just not strong enough compared to my main march here, right? So it just showcases how good honestly, early game, a 5-star King Derek really is when you get it unlocked, because a 3-star King Derek is doing so much work right now, as well as the Josephine, right? So all I'm going to be doing today, tomorrow, as you guys have guessed it, is joining these rallies, finishing up on my Battlefield Survivor, which is all the difficulties now, because we are on the hard difficulty mode. And then once we complete this, we'll unlock expert, and we've got to do that one, and then master, and then legendary, and then we're done. And that will give us all of the sculptures we need for our Josephine, right? So you can see we are basically cooking. We've done everything else what we need to do. We've been taking advantage of Mulan in the obviously good old assists, but we have completed everything to the max stages wherever we can. So the only thing I've got planned to showcase after obviously what we do at the end of each of these days, which hopefully you guys have been enjoying, is my only other plan is the hero reset, and I'm just going to showcase where we are at since last time, because it is working as I said. So you can see here we're at now 25 compared to before. I think it was around 21 or so, but look at the difference. I had 500k and now I'm on 800k there, right? Same with this one. You can see I've gained over 300,000 XP to reset. And the thing is, I am debating to reset these two heroes and to reset King Derek. I know it sounds crazy, but the thing is, I don't need this march. I honestly only need these 2 marches, and they're gonna be enough for quite a lot of the content, and I can re-level these guys up, because the thing is you'll see my Darius just, you know, is 1 pip, but I've not leveled him up. He's just running at levels, and that's because I'm trying to take advantage of the troop capacity towards this unit, right? Joan of Arc, who's been actually doing the work in the lineups. So I am in that position where I need to obviously make sure that I'm pushing to the right direction. I'm resetting those heroes and then dumping the XP into the main formations that I need it in, which is going to be Josephine, Hammurabi, King Derek, and I'm going to be pumping the XP into only Guan Yu and Attila. I'm going to let Harold level himself up passively, and that's it. I'm going to just let those guys have the benefits, because he is doing some okay work, I guess. He's doing some okay work for the Guan Yu until Luwu comes. So I don't want to hate on the master man. He's doing some work in season 1, but that is basically all of the stuff that's happened on day 11. And obviously I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can, which obviously is a day requirement now, because I want to start live streaming it. I really want to start live streaming and showing the free-to-play player account and watching it grow over time, instead of just doing it in this way that I'm doing it right now. But you guys hopefully understand why we're doing it in this way, because if we do it this way, we are basically anonymous. We are doing the full free-to-play player experience. We are going against the same challenges as everyone else, and we're just using our experience hopefully to our advantage. And you can see we're overall ranked 95. I could be a little bit higher, I will admit. I think I can be a little bit higher than that if I paid a little bit more attention on the last 2 days during the Golden Expedition. But hey, you can't always obviously do that. You might have something that crops up in real life, right? So that's it. 1.6 million in 11 days, and let's see what happens in tomorrow's stage of the account. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying it, and if you have, guys, remember, smash like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This has been a long series. It's taken a long time to obviously record each day and obviously put it all together and obviously forward plan and just play technically 2 accounts all at the same time behind closed doors, as well as everything else we've been doing here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think so far. Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear some feedback, and let's see what happens technically on day 12 or day 13 of the account. Day 14 of the free-to-play player account, and I'm going to do today's day completely different compared to every other day, because yes, from day 1 probably all the way up to day 10, as you guys saw, and day 11, I've been giving you updates. I've been giving you updates on the account, and I am still going to give you that update in the first beginning part of this day. However, I want to give more. I want to explain what I've been doing, how I've been doing it, because obviously it's coming towards the end of the video, and as many people have probably guessed it, day by day, you should be able to track what I have been doing. I should be able day by day to see each of these buildings getting upgraded, and day by day you should have been able to see certain decisions that I've been thinking about, certain decisions on events, and just kind of decision making in general on the account, right? Day by day. But what I haven't been doing isn't actually showcasing it and giving you a full breakdown on what my day-to-day looks and kind of some philosophies and some tips and tricks that I've been doing on this free-to-play player account. And I'm going to be doing this as another video later on next week, so keep an eye on that if you are a complete free-to-play player. So, firstly, let's just showcase we are free to play, because I think a lot of people want to make sure I am holding true to this series, and we are completely free to play. Top up bundles have not been purchased at all, not spending anything on anywhere to get any bonuses. So what we've been doing is pretty simple. We have been obviously upgrading our buildings. You can see now compared to before, I'm at Town Center 19. We are upgrading our university up to 19 as well. Same with the wall here. That's going to go to 19. If you didn't know, that is going to be the requirements to upgrade our town center to 20. The reason we're doing this is quite particular, I know, and you're probably wondering, Sneakyy, why are you not upgrading your embassy to 19? I will explain that in a moment, but you will be upgrading this a little bit later on. It's just on a shorter delay, right? So apart from that, we are now at our research. Research-wise, we are at deployable troops 2, which means we're at T5 on the horizon, which is really good because it means we can keep pushing on the content that we are kind of getting slowly stuck on now with these T4 units that aren't going to be pulling on their weight anymore. But nice to see, right? So in 14 days, just kind of go as an overview now. You can see my resources look like this. This is from doing all the events I'm able to do. And if you're a bit more active than me, I would assume you can actually have more than I have right now, which is good. It's actually pretty good to kind of emphasize that. Speed up wise, the exact same. I actually use some of my speed ups, and I do continue to keep using my speed ups in a specific way, which I'm going to explain in a moment. But my training speed ups I have never used, and that is because, again, I don't believe in using training speedups on T1 units, T2, T3, or T4. It's as simple as that. I'm going to let them cook. When I get T5, I'm going to promote all of my units into T5 and train T5 units. It's as simple as that, right? So, with that overview kind of broken down, we can see, obviously, from my development of my buildings that we've had, and I can zoom out a little bit so you can see more of the levels here as I kind of just do a nice little pan. You'll notice compared to all the other days, nothing much has changed. The only thing that has changed, if you guys have played Spot the Difference for each of one of these days, is the blacksmith. The blacksmith's gone from level 10 to 15, and I do plan on getting this to level 18 for another tip and trick that I'm going to explain in a moment. So moving on from obviously the building and the tech update, let's go to the hero update and then get to the fun part, which you guys are probably waiting on. So Josephine, she's almost 3 stars. She's just getting there. You just need to do a couple more Battlefield Survivors and she's going to be 3 stars. King Derek, though, absolute monster, is 4 stars. I'm one of the strongest free-to-play players on the server because of this King Derek. I'm not going to lie. If I can get him to 5 stars, I will get him to 5 stars for you guys. It's just down to Black Banner deputies. And if anyone does a Black Banner deputy, even during this part of this video, you'll see me immediately hang up everything and go and do it, right? When it comes back to our other heroes, though, you'll notice our Guan Yu, he's level 20 across the board now. He has his first legendary piece of gear. We are still unlucky. We do not have sculptures for this hero, but it doesn't matter. That's what the tavern is going to be for. And same with Attila. He is actually 3 out of 8, and I have an explanation why to that from a mistake earlier. Steve asked me, why is 2 of my medals? They're there. I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I did it by accident. I put 2 universal medals from Apex Arena into Attila. It's not a bad option. It's not bad, but I don't need to do that. Why? I'll explain why in a moment, right? So our Attila is actually in the same position as Guan Yu, 20 across the board. getting his gear is going to be the next main thing. Same with Harold, getting his gear up would be great, because once we've done this, you got to think these gears are going to get moved around. So the best gear that's on Guan Yu is going on Lubu. Then this is going to be obviously Guan Yu, and Attila's going to keep the same, right? Apart from that, everything else is being kind of my tips and tricks through day 7 to now. So Totiyome, level 30, Oda level 30, and Queen Dido 25. So apart from that, nothing else has changed on the account. You can see all the levels, all of the things have been the same. And if you check out any of the previous days to now, you will see that for yourselves. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Let me explain to you guys how I have been actually going day by day with my business, right? Because at the end of the day, I have been 1.8 million power, right? We're rank 125, and before this, I was a lot more active, especially in the last couple of days, than I have been, right? And that has dropped me down in the rankings. So the number one rule, no matter what, is activity. If you're not active on your free-to-play player account, you're going to see the difference between a free-to-play player at 1.8 million compared to someone else, and I'm not, blaming Steve for this. Steve's just been super busy with his actual real-life work and his other account too, so he just doesn't have the time. You can see he's only level 16. It's not even broke 1 million yet. So you can see the difference in the power on activity. So that's the very first thing. You need to be active, especially in the first 7 days. If you're not active in those first 7 days, you're not going to have such a big lead like I do. And it's as simple as that, right? So how should you be managing your time though? And how should you be active? So what I did was manage my troops always, as you can see, in some sort of 2-to-1 or 2-to-2, or as you can guess later on, 3-to-1 formation. And what it means is I always send 2 marchers out to be farming no matter what. Even if I've just woken up right here, right now, I send 2 marchers out to gather. And because of that, I will send out my Totiyome to actually go and auto-deploy, right, on tribes. So I'll go to these tribes, I'll auto-field battle, and we'll go. We'll just let them do their thing, and then they'll do their thing, right? So that's what we always do. Always do that, right? Once we've emptied that stamina with those main marchers, what we end up doing is claiming our free 50 use supply, and then, as I would start to do, as I've been doing today, is using it on your exploration. So you start to use these on your exploration to get these up, because the thing is, in the first 7 days of playing your free-to-play player account, I'll be honest, exploration doesn't matter, because if you are killing these if you go to them, these little level 5 and 6 minions, instead of level 14, 13s that we are killing now, so see, 17, you are losing so much XP for your heroes. It is unreal. So you want to use the 350 that you use for this, right? So that's the first thing, right? Because by doing that, what we're doing is mid-maxing our XP, especially because of Hero Reset. So the thing is, with this Hero Reset as a free-to-play player, it's a 14-day event. And everyone, when they first start this event, especially if you're new, you get that eager. You're too eager to reset heroes. You can see I've still got 3 resets remaining and another 7 days. And it's going to be like that until the last day. Because the thing is, you can reset any hero you've been working on. And what that means is, even if Totiyome and Oda have been killing tribes at level 17 and getting all of that killed, well, you're going to be in a better position because you're going to be resetting 2 terrible heroes, but you're getting 1.6 million XP. And that's going to be going on to your main marchers that you was already using and you've been using for the events and so on from day 1 all the way up to like day 10, right? So That's why you want to be doing it in this method. And by having your, formations split up into like a 2-1, or even a 2-2, or a 3-1, you always gather resources, and you're always free when you need to be to actually do some events. And that might be, like I said, joining rallies for these black banners. It might be joining Tribal Vanguard. It might be killing tribes. It might be doing the Trojan event. It might be doing Fallen Frontier. It could be doing a variety of events, right? And when you're in a situation like this, when there's nothing going on, don't be scared to just go boom, boom, boom. Get your guy farming. So let's get this march out there farming. And if you fear that someone might actually start to do some rallies and you want to join those rallies and you're online and active, what you should be doing is going to your alliance pit. So if we go to our alliance food center here, I can gather this march in there. And if anyone starts to rally anything, you've guessed it, I'm going to take the march that's out of the food center and put it in the rally. Why? Well, firstly, as anyone will tell you, it's really annoying when people don't finish tiles. Because if you don't finish tiles, obviously certain tiles might not spawn, and the less tiles that don't spawn, obviously, it's just going to be a mess, right? So it is a pain in the ass. So obviously keeping these on here is beneficial to you, and obviously in certain gathering heroes like Dio-chan, if you have her unlocked later down the road, Dio-chan gives you additional resources for completing the entire tile. So you do want to keep doing that. So no matter what, you keep 2 marchers on tiles, and if there's anyone to rally, you just take it out the food gathering center, and guess what? Once it's done, put it back in, right? And that's the first thing. That is one of the biggest managing tips I would honestly give you guys when it comes to your formations. Use your formations correctly. Let them farm. Let them actually have the ability on the fly to join rallies. Because if you're able to do that, that is how I have had a 4-star King Derek. It's as simple as that. Without me being able to join these rallies, I would not have a 4-star King Derek. This is even better than the King Derek on my main account. I'll be honest, because I just didn't do that many rallies as I did before, right? So, that's the first important thing. Activity, and then learning how to manage your formations. And that's what I've been doing every single day so far, right? The next thing is managing your time then once you're fully emptied, right? So if you're empty on stamina and you're in the position like I am right now during this section of the recording, you've got 3 marchers farming tiles, you've got 1 ready to go at any point, what should you be doing? Well, firstly, all of your expedition stuff. So you can see I've been able to get to 300 quite easily. I'll be honest, I've been getting here quite easily, right? And I can keep going further on. So this is where during your downtime you start pushing through your island tactic levels. This is the same for your Battlefield Survivor. Do your Battlefield Survivor. This is also the same for your story. If you've not noticed, I have completed all stages of the story, and that has given me a ton of Empire coins for my account. So it's during these times when you've got no stamina now and nothing to do and you're waiting for rallies that you go and end and complete all of this area, which is even your military exercise that you need to do. And as well, for a free-to-play player, you should be doing what I'm about to do here, which is grant your archers additional rage. And if you're wondering why doing archers, Sneakyy, even though you're not playing archers, it's because you're always going to go to the hero assist. You're going to hit confirm, and you're going to reselect your assist heroes anytime you do this. Make sure you got the strongest Mulan in the lineup. So we're going to grab her, put her in, make sure she's at least first, and I'm going to swap these 2 around. That's just so then Josephine can land Sunder, and if she lands Sunder, that means this might damage taken buff is going to be applied, meaning Mulan is going to do more. Hit save. That is it. You are done. You have got now your lineup, and you're going to run this during that time. So you can see this is the type of stuff that you should be doing when you've emptied all of your stamina and you've got nothing to do, there's no sort of rallies going on their way, and this is the time, the perfect time to start to kind of finishing everything else up. Obviously, picking the right thing helps. I'm just going to pick up something random, I'll be honest with you, for this one. And then, obviously, coming out of that then, you'll be in this stage now. Once you've done all of that, you'll be in the predicament then, like I am at, where it might be, what do you do next? Well, nothing. And that's the good thing. Do nothing. What you should do at this point now is turn off your computer, turn off your phone, turn off your game, do whatever you're going to do for the day. Because when you're in this stage, what you want to do, and this is the biggest tip and trick, and it's all to do with now your speed up management as well as your resource management, because as I showcased earlier on, I have a ton of resources still and a decent amount of speed ups that I can keep using on the fly, right? The way I have been able to do that is by managing the time. So right now, it's technically 11 o'clock in the morning. As you guys can see, it's coming up to dinner time. In 7 hours' time, it's going to be around 6 p.m. and so. Well, guess what? I could speed up the last hour or two of the university and then get the next one going. And that is a lot of the stuff that I have been doing in the early phases. So a lot of the early phases, I've been either using my alliance helps in order to obviously complete the buildings, or I have been allowing my alliance helps to get the buildings down. I have waited 8 hours, maybe 7 hours for that building, and then set it going again by completing the speed ups. And that is one thing that I've been always doing, and micromanaging that has been a massive resource, because as a free-to-play player, you need to understand, right? When it comes to your items, if we go back into the actual item area, these resources here, even though some people might not tell you, are the most important resources on your account. I'm not even kidding. Even though you are going to be earning hero medals, and you're going to need hero medals, the issue is if you use all of your resources all the time, you're not going to have any to push power. And what ends up happening, as most people will do, is your resources up here at the top is going to be your primary resource. And that's not good. Because you got to think then, as a free-to-play player, if you're hoarding 50 million, 100 million, 200 million resources up at the top, yeah, players have daily limit lootings, right? You can loot a maximum limit, but that's per person. So if you're a free-to-play player and 4 people start to go around you and they take all of your resources and you've got no resources in here, how are you ever going to financially, technically recover from it? Like, how are you ever going to recover from getting zeroed? Because you don't have any of the backups in your backpack to heal, to come back and climb back from. So it's the biggest thing I think many people, especially watching this, should get in their heads if they're a free-to-play player. Don't be so hasty and don't be so greedy and trying to obviously have a bazillion resources, because you're literally farming for the strongest player on the server to kill you. I'm going to be real, you are. And if you are in a nice, peaceful civil kingdom like I am, you're saving all your resources for Mightiest Empire and Golden Expedition to get zeroed again. So don't be doing that, right? The next thing I want to talk about, as I kind of mentioned, is the wheel. The wheel and the power creep is important. If you're a free-to-play player and you've been watching this series, you would have seen me stay within the top 100 for quite a while. And that is because I haven't unlocked the heroes, right? This is because each time a wheel comes in the season 1, it's going to start off with Attila and Richard, which we want is Attila. But then it's going to come Tribuana and then obviously Hannibal. We don't care about these heroes. And the fact is, because we don't care about these heroes, we don't unlock them. We don't even spin this wheel, you can see. We only use the free spins ever on this wheel. And it's the same the next one, which is going to be El Saint and obviously Sun Tzu. And because of this, you got to think, you as a free-to-play player won't have the same hero collection as just someone who's unlocked those heroes. Let's be honest, you just won't. You will not have the same as those people who have locked those heroes, which is fair enough. You can't be mad at that, right? So because of that, you need to knuckle down. And what I am going to advise, like you should be doing, especially if you're in Season 1 and you're following my plan of playing Lubu and not going down the Cyrus route or going down even the Swordsman route, if your plan is to play Lubu, any wheel that you see that's not an Attila wheel, you ignore. Because you're going to get 3 of these tokens each time. And that means by the time you get to Attila wheel again, you should have 9 tokens here, plus the 3 that I think you get, which should be 12 in total. And if you've done it correctly, that means you get 12 free spins, plus your Empire coins to get to 20 chests to get an extra 10 medals and get him to that 1-star progress. And the thing is, we only need to get him to 1 stars and not try our luck at pushing to our 60. Because if we push to our 60 here, we're not going to get too much benefit out of it, unless when we check it out when it comes back around that we get Guan Yu. If we get Guan Yu, it might be worth it just for that, but I'm going to make that decision when it comes. But you got to think, without that, we get 12 free spins, we get a bunch of Empire coins, we're definitely going to be spinning this wheel. That's what's important, because we need to save those Empire coins for Attila, and once we've done Attila, you got to save those coins for Lubu. That is a long time away, and if you are wondering how to find out how far away you are from your Lubu, or how far away you are in any season, you always check this crown. People don't realize, if you're in a Stellar Glory season, it literally tells you up the top here somewhere when your Stellar Glory season ends, which means you're going to enter the next season. If you're a new player like me, the way you do this is on the milestones. If you go to stage 18, you can see if we scroll across, this stage, when you occupy the Imperial City in the server, it ends on the 18th of December. So this event starts from the 12th of December to the 18th. Once the 18th of December is over, we are technically finished our first season. Does that mean it's going to go straight away into Season 2? I personally don't know. But what it does mean is within a week or 2, you are guaranteed to be in the next season. So just remember, within this date here, just add 7 to 14 days maximum, and you're in the next season. And in some cases, as I'm going to be able to witness myself in this free-to-play account, maybe it's the next day, day 19. Boom, we're in the brand new season, and guess what? That week is when Lubu comes. Who knows? I'm going to tell you when we get there, right? So if you ever want to find out dates and when things unlock, this is the way to do it. And it is important for free-to-players, and it is important for you guys, the new players, because with that, the Brave Stand is when the mounts unlock on your account. Stage 15 is when the Signet Rings unlock on your account. And then you got 16, which is the Advanced Mountains, the Settlements, and the Siege and Plunder starts to come online. And then more importantly, 17 unlocks, and that's when the Adornment Workshop, as you can see, unlocks for your server. So that means your mounts that you unlocked all the way back here can now be fully powered up because they have the adornments on there. So it's really important to know all of that and to understand all of that and get your dates lined up. Because if you get your dates lined up like me and you forward plan like I have, and you keep thinking how to use events like the Hero Reset event correctly, well, you're going to get ahead, and you're going to be ahead than every other free-to-play player that's not thinking the same, because they're trying to be more broader than everyone else is, right? Let's be real. So honestly, this is the progress, and I hopefully you've enjoyed today's day. I know it's over 24 minutes, this part of the video, but obviously it needs to be, because I've talked about all of the different areas of my account. But I've also obviously given you tips and tricks for your free-to-play player account, and hopefully you enjoy this type of video that I'm going to obviously record kind of identically for next week for you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. smash like, comment, and subscribe so far if you enjoyed the series. I would love to see you guys in technically on Friday when I do record the last segment of this series and I upload it onto YouTube, which does mean that's going to be 1, 2, 3 days away from now. So you will see technically a 17-day account then and what we've been able to manage in that time. So just to showcase it off one last time, this is 1.8 million. I am MrSneakyy, aka Ying, that no one has a foggiest clue about in Empire 321. We are in the Global Masters Alliance, and it's been a blast. It's been fun. We've had helpful people in here, I'll be honest, and we've had a blast. Yeah, I've had, honestly, a blast. Compared to Global, there's a lot more to do, and there's a lot more rewards involved into that. So if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section down below. And until obviously tomorrow, stay safe, guys. Good morning, and yes, it's day 15. I thought I'd actually do one straight after because it's actually a pretty important day on this free-to-play player account, and especially in the kingdom right now, because on day 15 for everyone, there's one thing that is gonna happen, and tomorrow is an exciting one. So I thought if I tell you now, you're already going to be prepared to see what's going to be happening, obviously, in tomorrow's kind of update. So if we jump out, you'll see in the kind of milestones here, and we are now in Road to Glory, and this is huge. So Road to Glory, as you can see, we're going to get some nice 1.2k Empire coins, which is everything we need right now for those free-to-play players. But it's the intermediate mountain forts and docks unlocked, right? You get the world campaign, you even get treasure hunt, as well as, obviously, this abundant life, kind of like server-wide rewards. But what's even better is you get access to more resources. And as you guys know, I have been waiting for this. Instantly, while I've been waiting, I know I need some resources, but I've actually got some okay resource, as you guys know, from my backpacks though. So I'm not really actually stressing at the moment because I've got a ton of resources here. So I'm managing my time. Instead of going for resources, which I know I have for the future, I'm actually going, as you guys guessed it, on the meteorites. Yes, we're already farming this steel because this is going to give us blueprints, and it's obviously going to give us the iron meteorite, which we're going to need to keep grinding our good old gear. And if we can get gear online fast, and I mean fast, we're going to have an actual big advantage over players that haven't actually prioritized this, which I think is going to be massive in the long run. And I am truly emphasizing on it. I've only got one match, I think, on a rich farm, because obviously it's a ton of resources. It's over like 10 million or 3 million or something. It's ridiculous. But everyone else is on. We're all on. So we are literally going to be farming today and tomorrow at some point, the same like philosophy. One kind of on some sort of resource I need. 3 are going to be on the meteorite, and that's my plan all day today, while I obviously empty this stamina when it regens back up on my actually exploration. You can see I've actually been doing it. I'm not level 6 anymore. I'm already level 7. I'm pushing up to level 8. So we are going through exploration on our kind of downtime. Why am I doing that? Well, big news for free-to-players. Calendar. Yes, day 16, Giants Raw's back. And this is huge. You guys know how close my King Derek is, right? So if we go to my hero, right? Oh, not that one. Let's go to actually my hero. Hopefully it was going to take me there. It doesn't take you there. So if we go to my heroes, you can see we're 4 stars. We're 4 stars, 23 out of 40 on our pips. So this is going to be huge because we can get guaranteed each day 20 rallies from our allies. So that means minimal 20 extra sculptures. So that's around 100 or so for our King Derek. If we get some barbaric giants in there, it's going to be a bit extra. That's not counting my rallies. So if I do a bunch of rallies too, that's going to obviously excel him even further, as well as the 10 extra we get from the event. So I am actually expecting myself over the next couple of days to have him 5-starred. I know it's a massive, tall task, but I've kind of prepared for it. Because of this, you guys have probably guessed it as I'm going to it, we have, for the first time, haven't bought anything all week. It's literally going to be resetting in 4 days' time. And if our Giants Raw event is still running during this, after this reset, we're doing it again. But I'm only getting these things. I've not actually bought anything else, right? And I'm still on 30.8k Empire coins. And I could, again, still whack 1.7 into here, go to VIP 4, and I'm not even going to lose sleep over it, but I am trying to restrict myself so I keep those Empire coins for when that Attila wheel comes, so we can really kind of go a little bit harder than normal on it and really get that big upgrade on him, right? Because we do want our Attila, obviously at 1 star, which he is going to get no matter what from this wheel, which is perfect. But if I can get him even to 2 stars, that would be kind of insane. And maybe over time, I could try and think of working towards a 3-star hero, but I don't want to be wasting my medals just yet. As you guys will see, I do have on the medal board now 9, and yes, you see correctly, 6 legendary skill medal fragments. How have I done this as a free-to-play player? Well, in the game, Fallen Frontier exists, and even for the early game. So the thing is, what's crazy about this, what I have been able to do is actually teleport at the right times to these areas, and I've actually teleported and killed this literally on my own. And the best way of explaining to do this, maybe I can make a video on it in the future, but if you do teleport right where the tower should be in this area, even as a free-to-play player with my marches, I can just showcase what I was running. So actually, let's do it in this way. If you just run very similar power in your marches, as you can see right here, right, you're going to be able to do it. Because what you're going to try and do is use your Guan, use your Josephine, main damage, kill everything around one at a time. And every time you kill one, obviously you're going to send 4 marches out there. These 2 are most likely going to die because they're your weakest marches, which is fine because you want them to kind of die. So then when you're about to kill the big one, the next big one, right, you can put them out, keep the aggro, and then refresh your main 2 marches. So they're always at full power, and then you can keep going and going and going and going. Even if it takes you 15 minutes, you can do that. That's how long it took me one time. And when I got it down to around 11 minutes, that feels really good for myself. So that is how we're going to be able to do it. And I am going to actually, I know it sounds crazy, but I am going to take off this. It's got a 16-minute march time, but it's only got 31 minutes. So we are going to get there in time. I don't think there's anyone else quicker. Nope, nope, nope. And that is the benefit of cavalry. So do you know what? I know he's there, and don't you worry. It's right next to me. That's kind of the beauty of it. So I know no matter what, when I get one of these marches back, or when he comes back, I can put it there and it's fine. So don't worry, guys, we won't lose sleep. But I do want to try to get those legendary medals, because the thing is, I could, and this is maybe a dilemma for myself, but choose to get the double attack already. And getting double attack would be quite big on my, obviously, Josephine. It just allows her to really just ramp up the damage and the survivability from one skill, which is very good. Apart from that, I'm not actually bothered about any other skills. Maybe I could like go for like an Earth Crush here, just to be a bit more competitive, or just go for the High Spirit and just play a High Spirit Sunder with my active skill on my signature, which is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna fault that at all, right? But I am more leaning towards my Guan and Attila, because you got to think, if I can even get my Attila right now to have Warriors him on, well, that is a super powerful skill. Even if I put critical insight on, again, super powerful skill for him. And either one of these skills I put onto this slot, it instantly turns him on either way. And I do think if I go for Warriors him, it's more of a steroid that I could be putting on to my March, especially because it's emphasis straight onto Guan Yu. And to be honest, Attila isn't doing that much damage at the moment with Harold. They're just boosting up actually the Guan Yu, who is doing the work. So it's quite nice. I could do something like that and then in the future get another skill put onto him. So if you're wondering how I've been able to do that, that is how. So big day, honestly, on day 15. Nothing like major happened in the city, if you guys are wondering. I have completed some buildings, as you'll notice, but I'm still working on the final bits, right? My walls are done, so I'm on the blacksmith, waiting for that university, and then we're going to go for the town centre, obviously to 20, and then get this embassy done for 19 and 22 when it's completed. So again, nothing really big on the building side of things. Honestly, nothing's changed. I just wanted to talk about more of the fact that Zone 2, day 15, it's a big day for free to play, and if you are in your kingdom, you need to be active during this time, because this is where you honestly can get much more resources. You can start pushing in the right areas for power in the long term and get just quick milestones like the gear done. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. So hope you guys enjoyed this day. It's day 15. Tomorrow's gonna be day 16, hopefully, where you're gonna see me cracking out some tribes and obviously cracking out some good old battle deputies for the Giants Roar event. How you guys doing? And yes, this is technically, I know it's crazy, the final day of this free-to-play journey that you've been watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed every single day. And obviously, in the beginning, how you saw day-to-day progression. In other days, how I will give you tips and tricks, and obviously in other days, how I was giving you even like advice on management and vice versa, and how I was even going about my day-to-day kind of tasks when playing as a free-to-play player. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. We're at the end, and today is 18, day 18, and why am I ending it here? Well, I want to upload this video technically on Monday and put it out there and hit technically the 20-day mark when that goes live. But on top of that, I wanted to kind of let people know what's been happening, because I'll be honest, I've been pushing, even changes with VIP 4 now, not VIP 3 anymore, and even done some kind of cool purchases, which I'll showcase what I mean. Not purchases. I've been spending my Empire coins during an event, right? So with that, what has happened? Well, firstly, this morning I was obviously helping out a lot of people, and people were wondering, how do you know so much information? And then kind of had to explain I had another account. And the thing is, people was like, but I thought you were completely new to this. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of lying because I didn't want people to judge me on stuff. And then they were like, oh, fair enough, like, why, what empire are you in? And I'm like, oh, I can't really say, because, you know. And they were like, why can't you say it? And it was just one of them things where, you know what, I'll change my name and it'll explain a lot more, and we can all have a little bit of a laugh and go through it. And that's kind of what happened. I just changed my name to MrSneakyy F2P, and I even posted it in the world, like in the world chat. Like, I put it out there, and people were like, what? And I was like, yep, I'm in Empire 64 and air based. You know, everyone was like, no way. It was really cool. Everyone obviously really enjoyed to see me in Empire 3-1. So thank you for the warm welcome, everyone. It's been a pleasure being in here and technically competing with all of you guys as a free-to-play player. And today what I'm going to be doing is going over technically more of the Empire side of things now, as well as technically what I have done on my Empire. So with that, let's just go with the Empire, because you'll see with VIP 4, you're probably wondering how or why. Simply is, we have the Alliance Glory event. And in this Alliance Glory event, even though I am kind of gathering this store right now as we speak, on my points that I have been getting so far, I haven't been doing too much on it, because a lot of them have been, as you'll see, purchasing packs, and I don't want to be purchasing packs. I'm free to play, and I'm staying free to play on here, right? But I have been spending Empire coins. I know, 5,000 Empire coins, and one of the other ones you could get, I think for blue, was 1,000. So it goes 500, 1,000, 2,000, and then it finishes up at 5. So I've done one at 5,000, and I've done one at 1,000, and easily the 5,000 one put me to VIP 4. That was the easiest decision I could do. It just went boom, bang, I just put this, and it pushes me 10,000 now towards the next goal, which is VIP 5, which will be a nice little increase on building speed and get us towards some future goals. But what I also did was actually buy, as you'll see, some good old gems. Yes, we actually bought all 12 gems. It's 960 to do, and because obviously that isn't 1,000, as many of you guys are probably wondering, I bought 4 4 5-minute speed ups. I don't know if that was the best decision, but for me it felt like it's universal. I can use it wherever I want. So I bought 4 just to get the 40 that we needed to go through and hit the milestone, and that is the only time I've spent Empire coins on the account. Apart from that, we hadn't touched them. We've keep saving them. You can see, I think Steve should be on around 37, 38,000 if he's done everything the same as me and participated as active as me. If he's not and he's around the same, I don't feel as bad. I'm going to be honest. It just showcases I've used my activity quite wisely and kind of used it to pay off some kind of future endeavors, right, in the long term, which is really good as a free-to-play player, right? So what have we been doing? We're at 2.3 million power, right? If we look at the view rankings, we are 114 overall, 32 though in my region, which isn't too bad at all when you think on the grand scheme of things. Well, firstly, we hit Citadel 20, as you guys have probably guessed it, compared to the last edition in day 15, I think it were, when we covered that. And we hit Tower Center 20, and as you can see, we've done University 19, as I was talking about, and as we've done everything else, Tavern came to 20, and we need to do our hospital. So if we go to the upgrades, just to kind of showcase that, you need a hospital and technically the walls. So that's what we're doing. We're just doing the hospital and the walls, and that's going to get us to 21. I know you're probably screaming, Sneakyy, why have you done 20? I thought you were going to do 20. I was, but something else happened. So if we go on to here and you click on the upgrade, you can see all it's going to do for stage 20 is give me some power, and that's kind of a no-go. I'm going to wait for 21. So as soon as we hit 21, I'm going to do the embassy in 2 pushes, bang and bang, because then I get that extra help there, and I can save all the resources, as you can see, because it's a lot of resources, let's be fair, for other stuff, which I did need, because obviously in order to progress, I have already in the development, as you guessed it, advanced into the glorious age. And if you don't know what that means, it means for my university and in my research tech, oh yes baby, we can do T5. We can do T5. All I have to do is literally upgrade my university by 1 level, which we will do once we've hit this timer, and then we're good. Literally, we're going to get the maximum again kind of speed what we've got at the moment, and we'll hit, this will be a 3 out of 5. That's going to be then obviously level 20 unlock, push towards the health, and then push towards our first T5 unlock, and then we'll do the next thing, will be cavalry. So yeah, really big being able to advance, because obviously advancing unlocks the next tier of unit, which is really good. On top of that, which has been really true, the wheels have been coming, and I was right. It's going to be El Cid and Sun Tzu on this wheel, and as my brain kind of tweaked, the next wheel has to come, which I believe is Octavian and Suleiman, and if that's the case, that's going to put me on 9 of these tokens, and then, as many people should know, it rotates, I believe, 1 more time before the end of the season, or end of our milestones, and goes towards the next seasonal heroes, meaning I still have a second wheel to come of Attila. That's 12 free spins that I'm going to be cracking on with, which is basically paying for almost my 20. So I might be greedy and go for 60, and that's only if my Attila gives me Attila medals and Guan Yu medals. And the only reason I'm fucking saying that is, as a free-to-play player, my Guan Yu is not getting any love. I've got the gear and we're getting the gear, but he's not getting any love in the medal department. I'm getting so many more medals for the samurai, even for Queen Dido, even for Cleo. It's kind of disgusting, I'll be honest with you. So it's kind of unfortunate. So we can talk about my main match in a moment, because as you'll notice, the Giants Raw All-Star King Derek is here, and as the ending days here, it's a 3-day event for the second run. I have done technically as much as you should be able to do, which is, as you can see, almost get him to 5 stars. But one thing I figured out, and I wish I figured this out super earlier on, especially in the previous days and in the first weeks. If you're watching this, make sure if you're going to tag any comment, post the timestamp here for all the free-to-play players, because every time you are on 20 out of 20 on this Giants Raw event, these rewards claimed is actually for the deputies only. I know it sounds a bit weird, but just listen to me. This is for the deputies. So if you click claim 20, right, and you get these deputy ones, you can't claim anymore, right? If you keep trying to do allied, rallies, it won't give you this anymore, right? If you set up a rally, you'll get the reward, right? But if you join one, you won't. The difference is, though, with the Barbaric Giant, the reward isn't tied to this. It actually isn't. It's just tied to the actual formation itself. And because of that, you do just get the 2 medals every single time. And I am fuming, because as you can imagine, those few days, I could have been doing a lot more of these Giants. And for argument's sake, man, not saying I would 5-star him by now, but even if I was being generous, I could have been on like 50 out of 110, and only being 60 away would have been a really nice feeling right now, but it isn't, right? But lesson learned for you guys, right? So we've almost got 5-star King Derek, free to play. I think I am one of the fastest on the server. I know a lot of people are very close or closer than I am, so it just kind of showcases if you put the effort in, if you put the work in, you can definitely do this as anyone in the game, right? Josephine, she's going to get there. She's going to hit 90 and 3 stars. I'm going to do that in a Battlefield Survivor. Don't you worry. I've still got plenty of time to do that, and I'm going to be pushing that in a second. So as you can kind of see there, my account as a free-to-play player, let's be honest, isn't looking too bad. We've got 2 really good matches. We've got some good old development in the city, and my future plan on getting Lubu is coming in to plan, because the one thing I haven't showcased yet, and they're probably like, Sneakyy, why have you not shown your artillery or your cavalry march? Because I was waiting for that stage. When it comes to my upcoming season 2, as you guys will know, I'm going to need my cavalry, and I'm going to be replacing Harold with Lubu, right? Which is going to be really important. And because of that, right, we've been leveling up my Guan Yu. Guan Yu's doing fantastic. We're gaining even some legendary gear for our cavalry. So maybe, if I'm lucky, I can have a full set of legendary gear ready to go on my Lubu, and I'll explain why this is going to be super important in a moment. But then on my Attila, and out of every hero on the account for the first time to announce, and this is kind of a really cool thing to end of the whole series too, he's the first hero to have a legendary skill. I'm absolutely buzzing. First ever skill to be unlocked, and it was so hard to pick what skill, but this is just increasing all the heroes, and it's just too much value, that, right? It's everyone's getting this skill. And don't get me wrong, Warriors Hymn is a very close one that I was going to pick, and it makes, obviously, the Lubu in the future do more damage, and right now it would make technically the Guan Yu potentially do more damage, but this is doing it anyway, and it's better. Let's be real, right? So I went for Critical Insight, first legendary skill, and the reason we've been able to unlock that is through that Fallen Frontier event. So you get that around day 14, 15, or 16 on your account. Make sure if you're a free-to-play player, you are claiming all 4 chests for a legendary tower through that event, because if you do, you should hopefully get a little bit lucky like I did and get enough of the little fragments that you can piece together, which is 8, and get your first legendary skill like me, and that will save you 8,000 Empire coins. So The only other thing that I've done on the account, which I want to showcase before we just go into the really fun stuff of the Empire and why I'm actually really excited to showcase this off more, is the hero reset. Because I am going to be obviously hero resetting in a couple of days, as you guys know, but I have used one already and I have some explaining to do, I know. I've technically got 3 days to maximize on it, but I have used one. And if you can guess it, see if you can guess it from here. Because if you can, you should be able to. Because I have been running the same lineup for quite a while. But I have reset it. And that is the Cleo. I reset Cleo. She was around level 30. She had some skill points into her. And that is the reason why I got rid of her, for the skill points and for the XP. Because I'm in this stage where I really do need to just knuckle down on my main 2 heroes here, which is Josephine and King Derek. Make sure they're maximized out. And then while they are carrying me through this first season and going into the next season, obviously I am going to be slowly building up the next 2, which has obviously my skill medals, right? On my good old Attila. So you can see I'm already working on this. And that, because of that, I just got rid of her. And the thing is, which is sounding crazy to me, I know I've been saying this through all of the free-to-play journey that I'm going to reset 1.6 million XP and another 1.6 million XP because it's just free to do. I know it sounds crazy I'm saying this, but I can't believe I think the Samurai might not get reset. And the only reason they're not getting reset is simply because I didn't use them as enough. And because I didn't use them enough, I'm not going to get enough value out of this. And as a free-to-play player, I'm going to be real. I really do need the value to ensure that my marchers stay as high as possible in the levels, in their skills, in their damage output to carry the account. I'm going to be real. These guys are just sponges. They're there to take the hit and let my main 2 marchers try to complete the work, right? And because of that, I'm gonna reset Joe and bloody Darius here. I'm actually gonna reset both of them because that's 6 million XP and 21k on my skill points. That's a lot of skill points that I could be going towards by Josephine. I'm gonna be honest with you. Same with this. This is 3.7 million XP. It is one of these heroes is worth double this. It's as simple as that. And that's 6 million. That's almost double him. So you can see why I think I need to reset these, because I'm not going to be using pikemen at all. And with that XP, as you can imagine all that going into my Josephine, into King Derek, going into Guan Yu, going into Attila. Boys, you know that's the right call. I know it's hard to do, and it's one of the most difficult decisions I think I was thinking about the last couple of days, but it's the one I have to do. And I reckon the thing is, if you're a free two-player player and you're in this predicament, you should be able to look at your marchers and make that same hard choice. It's a hard choice, but one of your marchers is going to be in that predicament because you're not going to be using it at all, and you have to just accept that. And when you accept that, it is a little bit more liberating, I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to be kicking, obviously, the Darius away, kicking the Joan of Arc away. We will re-level them through the tribes every day, as we normally will do. I don't mind, right? But for now, we don't need them on the account. We're going to be honest, we don't need them. So we're not going to use them, right? So that is basically, I think, almost everything on we can showcase. There's no mounts, there's no signet rings, so that's going to be interesting when that comes around on the good old milestones for the server. But let's talk about now the server, because the server, Empire 321, obviously, hello guys, as you guys will know of this video, you guys technically had a preview of me telling you that it was coming out when I was talking about it today during the recording. Empire 321. What a crazy empire. I'm going to be real, because at the start of this empire, as you guys know, I was showcasing kind of the powers and stuff, and because of that, it looked quite clear-cut. As you guys know, it looked quite clear-cut. However, Oh boy, was I wrong. And I must admit, 321 have turned the fuck up. And so I am quite happy to be here. Why? So when we go to the Alliance Power, you can see we are still in the #1 Alliance. But the Savage Wolves, hello, so you guys are monsters out there. And honestly, have caught up to us in power with less members. But on top of that, we've got 3 pretty semi-competitive alliances back down here. So if you can imagine it, in future Mightiest Empires and Desolate Deserts, and even just any of the PvP game modes, right? We have technically 5 empires that could be attacking you from 5 different angles. Even these 3 could be working together as one hive mind and go down one area, and it allows us to have 3 points of attack with one really strong one with all of these 3, us as well as Savage, right? So it's going to be super interesting to see, I think, our empire, and I'm going to be honest, I hope our empire does not go into a super civil war, just because I think KVK with Desolate Desert super important. So it'd be really nice. Who knows? I'm not getting involved, right? But it'd be really nice to see if we can all get along and think of a really clever way of obviously sorting out Kingsland properly, right? Because as you can see, we're in North Kingsland right now. We are doing some funky stuff. I've actually was earlier on helping out take out this declare war. And I'll be honest with you, if you are running my march, my Josephine march, as you guys have seen it, it is doing work. I'm doing over 408, nearly 412 siege damage, which is just insane. I'm going to be honest, it's a lot of siege damage compared to those guys sending Hannibal marches out there or Mulan marches out there. They're doing only 200. And you're like, yeah, I'm doing W and I'm free to play. So it feels really good because of that. And then because of this, we're in, obviously, Zone 2. We're going to be building towards here. And what happened, basically, earlier on today was something quite interesting. I don't know which city it was, so I might be finding the wrong one, so I do fully apologize to everyone in 321, but you guys know what I'm talking about. KO was a bit cheeky at 4 o'clock in the morning. We were trying to, I think, challenge Saw for one of the cities, and Saw won. Just due to sheer activity. They had so much activity. I didn't know it was going on at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll be honest, just for to capture a city. But it was really insane to see how many people did turn up for our guys, and the guys that did turn up, I know we won out on the merit side of things, which was quite interesting. We should be able to see as well that in the rankings, if you go Alliance, you can see we have the most merits because of this actual fight between ourselves for that city. They had more members, we had less members, but I think we had better quality online compared to them. But hey, quality doesn't just win fights, it's all about activity too. So it just showcases, look, if you're playing Age of Empires Mobile, obviously, especially when Empires come online and it's Empire versus Empire in those Desolate Deserts, Mightiest Empire, Golden Expedition, you need to turn up, because when you start turning up, activity at the end of the day is going to boil down to who's going to win. Even if you're farming away super heavy as a super farmer, those points in like Golden Expedition will add up for your whole empire. You got to think about it like that, right? So I can't wait. This is going to be a really fun experience, I'll be honest with you, on my account. My Empire free-to-play series here, 321, is only 3 empires away from, I believe, Mr. Tito Bod. So who knows, in the future, MrSneakyy might be fighting Tito Bods here, free-to-play versus free-to-play. It will be super funny if that happens, I'll be honest with you. And that will be a video that everyone will be waiting for. But because now, as I said, the cat is out of the bag, as I've said, everyone knows we're Sneakyy, free-to-play on Empire 321. I will say it right now, this is going to be uploaded on Monday, and from now on, imagine there's going to be some free-to-play, maybe, video updates on this account. But I am going to try and actually live stream it, because I think if I can live stream, especially just in the morning straight away, and just, you know, pretend, not pretend, but, you know, like live stream it in the morning and kind of smash through all the daily stuff and kind of showcase what you should be doing on a daily basis. And You guys can see the progression go through the live streams. It just gives us a new way of enjoying content, right? We've got the guide content, we've got now free-to-play content, we've got interview content, we've got entertainment content, we've got everything now, all to do with Age of Empires Mobile. So if you've enjoyed it, smash like, comment, and subscribe. It's been a pleasure doing this entire series, and if you've enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section down below. Until the next video, guys, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.